You are about to enter the Fantasy Football Show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón.
Live from the fantasyfootballshow.com studios, it's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
What is going on, good people? We're here for another episode of the Start Bench Show. This is the Week 4 edition, so file on in. We did a little bit of a shorter introduction today. Tell me if you guys like that, don't like that. You know, if you guys like gathering in, listening to some tunes, I don't know. But we're trying to kick it off a little shorter so that the new people don't have to wait so long on the replay value. And Graveyard Crew in the building. Appreciate everybody coming in. I got a little birthday announcement here. We got a birthday boy in the building. This guy we're sending to the moon. His name is none other than the Bruce. The Bruce, happy birthday.
To the moon.
Happy birthday to the Bruce. Let's give him a standing ovation, a mashed potato. Brucey, here you go, buddy boy.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
Happy birthday, Bruce. Appreciate you being here. Loyal member of the Fantasy Football Show for I don't know how long now. All right, file on in. We've got a lot of Week 4 to talk about. Let me put the matchups on screen so we can discuss these as well as we go. I believe these are them. No, that's the Joe Burrow stats there. This should be, I believe these are. Yep, that's the first set of games and then the second set of games. Don't forget we got the early game in the morning, everybody. A very, very early, bright and early Saints and Vikings game is going to kick off super extra early, so make sure you're prepared on that one. Ron Navy dropping a super chat already. Should I play Osborne, Gage, or Kamara in the flex? I mean, I would start Kamara unless we get some sort of indication that Kamara is going to be totally on a snap count, a ridiculous type of snap count. I would be very, very hard pressed to sit Kamara. He's got that potential top 5 running back upside until we see that talent drop off. It's been injuries, it's been situation. I can't say that I love the quarterback situation right now, but maybe they lean on Kamara a little more. But we do have to wait in the morning to make sure. I mean, if you can jump on, I probably won't be live for that breaking news because that'll be extra early. I'll try my best if I see anything. Like if he's out, I'll try and jump on for at least a YouTube short or something. But Kamara should be good to go. All indications are, and I'll even check the news real quickly again right now just to make sure, but Kamara should be good to go. Dalvin Cook is expected to play. Those are two big-name players that everybody's been kind of waiting on. Kamara is expected to play the Vikings. I mean, at least you'll know in the early morning what to do, but you might want to set your alarm for that bad boy. Make sure you don't miss out on an opportunity to get him swapped out. We can go over all these other questions here. Let me grab these super chats and throw them on screen real quick. So Ron, thank you for the super chat, good buddy. Appreciate you. James dropping one. Hey Smitty, full PPR. Pick one, Olave, Pierce, or Wilson Jr. With the quarterback carousel going on in New Orleans and with Jeff Wilson Jr. facing a pretty tough Rams defense, and I'm not sure how confident I am in Jeff Wilson even staying healthy, the way that these players drop in San Francisco, and the way that Shanahan's capable of going hot hand at any minute if Wilson doesn't impress or something on 2 straight drives or fumbles the ball. So I'm going to go with Pierce by a mile. I love Pierce this week anyway, so this was probably a pretty biased and easy decision for me. But I like Pierce a lot, so thank you for the super chat. Geno, Tannehill, Goff, or Wentz. This is a very tough one. I'm going Wentz because of the weapons. Goff doesn't have all of his weapons. Tannehill is too hot and cold, or should I say cold and cold. I have no desire to start Tannehill. I think Malik Willis eventually gets in there. I don't know about this week, but at some point, and you never know when that could be. That would suck at halftime, something to be, for them to be swapped out at any point. You don't know what week it's going to be. Geno Smith is probably an okay play if you want to. I don't know. I'm going. I mean, the Lions are a good matchup. It is in Detroit. I just think Wentz look, he plays the Cowboys. The Cowboys are playmakers. This is a defense that can score touchdowns. They can take any pass, pick six. But I think because everybody's on this high of Cooper Rush. I don't know. I could see this game going a very, very different direction than people anticipate. I would roll with Carson Wentz, but I'm not like a super big fan of this matchup. I do like Geno's matchup better. Geno is a tad bit safer. But if you're okay with a little bit of a dice roll, a little bit of risk, I think I'd probably go in the direction of Wentz. But that's a really close call. And if anybody in the chat disagrees, drop a Geno if you think Geno's safer. Hall, Gibson, or Penny. Give me Hall all day long. Gibson's sharing carries. Hall sharing carries. Penny sharing carries. So you got a trio of running backs that are all sharing work. And give me the more talented of the three and Breece Hall. And he's so involved in the passing game, too, which is nice. I know the shifting back to Zach Wilson could cause some problems, and we can't anticipate how that's going to all shake out. But I'm going with Breece Hall. I'm going with talent when all things are equal and they're all sharing work. Mike Evans, CMC, Khalil Herbert, pick 2, half PPR. Bro, you got to be able to find a way to put Khalil Herbert into your flex spot. This doesn't, you're playing in an 8-man league or something. And if so, you got to make a trade. You can't be putting Khalil Herbert on the bench, but you can't sit CMC or Mike Evans. I'm not telling you to sit Herbert. You're not getting those words that come out of my mouth tonight, Avi. But I would say I can't sit Mike Evans and CMC. I don't know what other dilemma you might have, but I would try and get all three in there. But you can't sit your big guns. If you're going to sit one, I suppose you would sit Evans for Khalil. It wouldn't be the craziest thing in the world. But it also isn't, I don't think it's smart business, man. I think I figure out something else. I'm asking because I might, that's why I'm asking, because I might night be up. Night be up. Okay. Let me see. What did Ron say earlier? I'm already forgetting. Should I play Osborne? Oh, might be up. Okay. Yeah. I'm sure Kamara's going to be fine. Unless he suffers some sort of setback in warm-ups, Ron, I think Kamara's going to be good to go. But you never know. That stuff happens all the time. Traded JJ and J-Rob. Zeke. Traded JJ for J-Rob, Zeke, and Michael Thomas. Why would you do that, Albert? Why would you do that? Why would you not check with me on that? I just released a video, Albert, saying go get Justin Jefferson from the worried Williams. The petrified Peters. The petrified Pacheco's? Pacheco, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? Mike Thomas is out. J-Rob is riding high, a total sell high. And Zeke Elliott is about to fall apart. Albert, no. This was the type of trade I was trying to get you to go do to get JJ in your other leagues. You got to check with me next time, Albert. I'm going to have to disapprove, not you, but the trade. I've got to disapprove the trade. I don't like this at all. But I do appreciate you, and I Smitty approve you. I Smitty approve you and your super chat, your generosity, but you do ask me for my honest opinion, and that's my honest opinion. I would not have done that trade. I wouldn't even thought about doing that trade. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I know that's not what you wanted to hear, but half PPR, sit one, Olave, Hollywood, Devontae Smith. I mean, I'd probably sit, let's see here. Cardinals are away. This is a tough one. Let's bring this to the group. Would you guys sit Olave, Hollywood, or Devontae Smith? I feel like I'm starting Olave. Although, I mean, we don't know what the target share is going to look like now. It's a mess there in New Orleans. I know everybody wants to say Olave is a must start, but switching quarterbacks is never an easy situation for the wide receivers, especially when a wide receiver like Olave is feasting off of big throws and a ton of air yards and deep play passes. I mean, could the Red Rocket lock on to Olave and just force feed him? I suppose. But are we really that confident in Olave's performance here? Let's see here. Let me pull this up and see what the chat's saying. Hollywood, sit Hollywood. Sit Hollywood, Hollywood. Sit Hollywood. Everyone's saying sit Hollywood. I can't say I disagree. Alex Cruz, member for 25 months. He's the top YouTube exclusive member, Alex Cruz. I got 2 trade offers. I am the Diggs owner. Diggs and Walker for Cook and Moore. DJ Moore, or I don't care what Moore it is. No, don't trade Diggs for that. Diggs and Everett for Kamara and Pitts and Thielen. Now, Diggs for Kamara, Pitts, and Thielen, I'm a little bit more on that train, bro. That's not too bad, Alex. Who was the other player that you were giving up? Diggs and Everett for Kamara, Pitts, and Thielen. I mean, it's arguable. Like, you could go either direction, and I could get behind it. That's a tough one. Smitty about to fall asleep here on the East Coast, but James Conner or DK Metcalf this week. Tony, we got to have you on to talk, not necessarily tonight, but to have you talk about this Tua situation. I think you'd be a good person to bring on and talk about that. James Conner, DK. Probably James Conner if all looks good to go. Against Carolina. I'm not saying I don't love the matchup for DK. I almost want you to get both these guys in your lineup somehow because I really do like DK this week. But I think Conner, if he's healthy and good to go, and it sounds like he will be, but you'll have to check in the morning for sure. And I'll be live the last half hour on YouTube leading into morning game kickoff. So check back with me on this one. Obviously, the Seahawks game and the Cardinal game are both. Let's see, the Cardinal game is later. Cardinal game is later in the day, I think. Yeah, we won't know, I guess. We should hear something, though, Tony. And I appreciate your super chat, buddy boy. Appreciate you. It's my boy, Tony. Best start at flex, Garrett Wilson, London, or Pollard. I'm probably going London, but I do like Pollard. Pollard's interesting, but London's probably the safest call. Navage with a super still between Dylan and Pierce, Smitty. I feel like Dylan is a good safe play. I feel like Pierce is a little bit riskier. I think Dylan's more around like the 8 to 14 point expectation level, and Pierce could get you a little bit less than that and drop a dud, but he could also, I think, get you 102 touchdowns or something like that. Not that Dylan couldn't in this game. And honestly, I think the Green Bay defense is going to do so well against this ravaged New England offense led by Hoyer, without Myers in there, without anybody willing to go across the middle and catch a football. I think you're going to see the Green Bay defense terrorize and run the ball a ton in the third and fourth quarter because Green Bay will be up big. But you never know. You never know how these things shake out. I would say Pierce just feels a little bit more upside capable. Dylan could get you 90 yards and a touchdown. That sounds like a really good day. Maybe 110 total yards and a touchdown. You're hoping Pierce gets you 102 scores. You know what I mean? So it kind of just depends on whether you want safety. Dylan's your guy. If you want a little bit higher risk, higher reward, pick your poison. Go with Damian. They were talking about it this week to play Geno because Lions have given up the most fantasy points to QB so far. They're meaning NFL Network. That's why he's a decent play. I mean, he really is. If you want safety, Geno's the guy. If you want maybe a little bit more chance of like that 3 TD game, it probably is Wentz, but Dallas is good at making plays, you know. So that's a tough one. I go back and forth on it. And to Tony's question with DK, that's a tough one. I kind of feel like I'm tempted to switch it to DK and Geno on those questions. But I think I'll leave it. I'll leave what I said. But it's a tough question. It's a tough question to answer. Bottom line. Appreciate your super chat, Ron. Navy in the building. Evan says traded Amon and Lockett for Chase and Madison. Amon and Lockett for Chase and Madison. I like that. I Smitty approved that.
You've just been Smitty approved.
You can dislike Jamar Chase all you want. You could throw a Higgins greater than sign Jamar Chase all you want. I'm not jumping off the Jamar Chase train after 4 weeks of football. 4 weeks don't take away everything he did as a rookie. 4 weeks don't take away how good this kid was, and how explosive he is, and how much potential he has to get 3 and 4 or 2 and 3 TD performances delivered on multiple times in a season. This guy could pull in 2 to 3 touchdown games in multiple games on a year. He's 15 TD capable even this year. I don't care how slow he started. He's 15 TD capable this actual year, 2022. I really, really love the idea of acquiring Jamar Chase. On top of that, Amon may go into next week with the ankle injury still bothering him, and they could sit him and then go into the bye week like they are DeAndre Swift. You just don't know. But I would take Jamar Chase. I love Jamar Chase. I can't believe some of the talk I'm seeing where people are just throwing him around like a rag doll. And then other people say, oh, you can't get Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. I get that all the time. I even told people, I'm going to hear people say it. Smitty, you can't make these trades. You can't trade for Chase and Jefferson in my league. If you're in a good league, you won't see those trades happen. No, you're not correct. In your specific league, maybe not. The world doesn't revolve around your league. You know what I mean? Like, I understand that maybe in your league, the guy that owns Jamar Chase may never trade him to anybody. He may love Jamar Chase. The guy that owns Jefferson may never trade anybody ever. He might be a no trading Thomas, or a no trading Noah. Better, that sounds a little better. No trading Noah. I can't help that. I can't help if you've got a no trading Noah. T. Higgins is the wide receiver 1. Smitty, you a fool. Well, tell you what. There you go. You're no longer here. How's that? How's that feel? How's that feel? You got to say what you wanted to say, and now you're gone. Okay. Flex, Thielen, Hunt, Juju, start QB, Stafford, or Russ. Flex, Thielen, Hunt, Juju, start QB, Stafford, or Russ. I'm going to go with probably Hunt, although Thielen's safer. This is one of those high-risk, high-reward situations. You want to go a little higher risk, you go Hunt. You want to go steady Eddie, you go Thielen. Stafford over Russ. I don't trust Russ at all right now. I could not put Russ into the lineup. And Stafford should have a pretty okay day. I know the Niners defense is pretty good, but you've got Cooper Kupp. You've got weapons. I trust Stafford more than I trust Russ Wilson, but I mean, the Raiders are 0-3. They are vulnerable. Could Russell Wilson finally have his bounce back game? Sure. Does anybody in the chat prefer Russell Wilson over Stafford given the Niner matchup? I'm curious. What you guys think. Help True Gentleman out. Help True Gentleman out. Kane, Wilson Jr., Pollard, Hall, or Hunt. Standard. Thank you. Appreciate you, Kane. I'm going to go with Breece Hall. High risk, high reward. You want steady Eddie, you go Russell Wilson Jr. If you have anxiety about such things and you're going to be pacing back and forth and DMing me at halftime, DMing me after the third quarter, DMing me after the 3.5 quarter mark, and literally can't stand it because you didn't put in Wilson and you put in Hall and he's got two points, and you're almost in the fourth quarter, don't go Hall. Okay, I can't handle those kind of messages all day long because you can't swallow the situation properly. Okay, you can't take it all in. Okay, you make your decision you live with it, okay? I'm not setting your lineup. I'm merely giving you a tiny bit of advice. Kane, I'm not meaning this toward you. I'm sorry, Kane. Started going at Kane here. Kane, super chat, thank you. But if you are that worried William-esque type person, Kane, don't go Hall. It's a roller coaster ride. Okay? Stay fluid. If you want steady Eddie, go Wilson. It's pretty simple. If you want to roll that dice and you think that Hall is going to get a whole bunch of work, the one thing I will say is that because Zach Wilson's now entering the equation, I kind of feel like coming off of last week, if things had stayed the same, I would have felt a little bit more, I don't know, at ease throwing Hall out there. But I will admit, I feel a little uneasy about Hall. Let's see here. So to answer this question here from what's his name? Joe Sizzle says it's lame to kick someone out for not agreeing with you. Joe Sizzle, is that what you think happened? You think he didn't agree with me, or do you think he said you're a fool? What's the difference, Joe Sizzle, between disagreeing with someone and thinking you're going to be welcome to stay when you come in, and the first thing out of your mouth is you're a fool? Joe Sizzle, you need to I think study up on what the definition of disagreement means, because that's quite a difference there, pal. But I appreciate you disagreeing, and then see how you didn't get booted. Yeah, big difference there, Joe Sizzle. Take a lap, Joe. Okay. Let's see here. You can disagree, just don't be disrespectful, says man. Big difference. What's up, BK? Appreciate you, buddy boy. Frank, what's up, my man? Okay. Kane, I got you taken care of. Again, don't go Hall, Kane, unless you like that dice roll. Wilson's definitely safer. Definitely safer, broski. Bunch of worried Williams. Look, worried Williams, be calm. Be calm. Don't start freaking out about your players. What's the chat saying? I hate being so behind with some of the super chats because I can't keep up with what's going on in the live chat, and that bothers me. Because I do love to read my live chat. I do love to stay in tune with what the people are feeling vibe-wise live and in person. Thank you. Appreciate you, Isaac. I mean, most people appreciate what's going on here, but occasionally you'll get a negative Noah in here that will come in and try and disrupt the show and the chat and the vibe. And then you get like 2 or 3, we call them backing up Bobbies that'll back up the negative Noahs. So negative Noah will come in and go, Smitty, you're a fool. And then you get booted. Then the backup Bobbies come in, and the backup Bobbies say, that's pretty lame. And it's always the same phrase. That's pretty lame that you kick out somebody just for disagreeing with you. And then we have to have this conversation. There should be a button that explains all this, so we don't have to go over it and over it and tell someone like Sizzle that there's a difference between being negative and being rude and disagreeing. There's like 3 different levels of coming in and being a downer in the chat. You can be a little negative. You'll get away with it for a while. If you're consistently dragging the chat down or just here to kind of disrupt the channel, then you'll eventually be removed, because we don't want that here. Who would want to see somebody coming in and dropping negativity constantly? Nobody. The answer is nobody. So that's my little rant. 319 of you in here. Appreciate you all. Hit that thumb up button on your way in the door. As always, thank you for supporting the channel. Sup, Smitty, 0.5, Lockett, Dortch, Dobbs. in any dynasty, and in a dynasty superflex, got to pick 2 from these: Mariota, Danny Dimes, Trubisky, and Wentz. I'd go Wentz, and I'd probably go Mariota if I'm picking from those quarterbacks. And then 0.5, I'm going with Dobbs. I like Dobbs a lot this week. I think that's a pretty good move, broski. Nice job. G-Money, it's okay, buddy. I traded away JJ and Pierce to get JT and Bateman. That's not, but I mean, that's okay. That move's okay. The Bruce, birthday boy, traded Najee for Jamar Chase. Did I do bad? No, I mean, you could argue that you could argue that for sure. Either side. Like, I don't think you blasted him. He didn't blast. Even Steven trade, depending on what you want to do. Tony, thanks again for the super chat. Again, I lean Connor. But, I mean, I could definitely, I've been swaying as I've said it. If CMC plays, should I risk starting him, or should I play Dylan, Elijah Moore, or Palmer? If CMC plays, I'm playing him. But Dylan's safe, I suppose, if you wanted to. If you felt like that's what you needed, and you didn't want to take the chance, you have Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams locked in already, then I think I would probably go CMC as long as he's playing. Evan says I missed his super chat. Let's see, Evan. Traded Amon and Lockett for Chase and Madison. No, I got to that, Evan. What are you talking about? I said I like the Jamar Chase side, and I went on a 10-minute rant about it. What are you talking about, Evan? I got you taken care of, pal. We got you good to go. Appreciate your super chat, by the way, Evan. Let's see here. We took care of that one a long time ago. I got so many. I got to get caught up here. I'm sorry, guys. D-Money, appreciate you. The Bruce, appreciate you. Tyler, appreciate you. This one's from Payne. Payne says, full PPR, pick 2. Mike Williams, DK, Dobbs, team is JJ, and trade completed. Coming Tuesday. Pick 2, Mike Williams, DK, Dobbs. I'm going to go Mike Williams and DK. It's hard to sit Dobbs. He's a really good play, but I do like DK's matchup down here at the bottom here. Against the Lions, it's a good one. It's a good one. But trust your gut, because honestly, I'm wavering between Dobbs and DK. Very, very close call. Appreciate you, Payne. You're the man. Traded Amon-Ra for Swift and Mike Williams. I do like that because, I mean, Amon-Ra and Mike Williams, I think you could maybe sell Mike Williams on the high coming off of this week 4 battle where Keenan Allen's out. Mike Williams gets leaned on pretty heavily. I'm pretty good with that, bro. I would definitely be okay with this swap. Man, I would say, who could you trade Mike? Well, coming out of week number 4, we'll know where the buy low territory is for you using Mike Williams. But I don't mind that at all. I mean, Amon-Ra I love, but I love Swift a ton, and you're going to get a lot of value out of this trade at the end of the day. But I do love Amon-Ra. It's really hard for me to trade him, but that trade's pretty good. Buddy offered me Bateman for Hall. Not going to accept it. Tempted to counter Hall and Keenan Allen for Najee. I would definitely take, I believe, Najee in that trade in hopes that Najee doesn't have any sort of, foot injury or something, but that reemerges his Liz Frank injury. And I would hope that Pickett getting in there at some point, and I think he will at some point, will improve the offense and the flow and get Najee going. But I don't love trading for Najee, but in those situations I do when you're kind of buying low. Hey, Smitty, just traded away CMC and A-Rob to get back A.J. Brown, Breece Hall, and Dotson in one of my league's thoughts. I don't know that I love it. I love A.J. Brown, but I feel like you sold CMC a little low, Cashpool. I'm not going to lie. Because I feel like A-Rob is getting mad disrespected when he's definitely a concern. Now, this all is contingent upon Breece Hall breaking out like in a major way. If Breece Hall absolutely explodes, then you can win this trade. But I think ultimately that doesn't matter at the end of the day, because looking at this, I feel like CMC, even though there's a lot of questions about him, I feel like you sold a little low. I don't mind this. It's not horrible. I just don't think you won it. I think it was slightly in the other individual's advantage. But if Breece Hall turns it around, this trade could work out for you, bro. Definitely. Definitely could. So, next question is from Hero. Hero says, Taysom Hill over Schultz, Everett, dumb move or no? I mean, Everett's safer, but I don't mind you taking a dice roll on Hill. I'm starting Hill in a couple leagues, and I'm feeling really good about it. So, I don't think that's crazy at all. Go with your gut. Your gut's telling you Hill. You know, I could tell you, oh, Everett's safer, and you go Everett, and then you watch Hill score, 2 touchdowns, and you're all upset. So, trust your gut. You're already locked in, I can tell. And I don't blame you. I like Hill this week. Should I start Herbert or Pierce at the flex? I go Khalil Herbert, but I'm not telling you to bench Dameon Pierce. You should find another way to get him into your flex spot. And I don't know. Make a trade. I don't know. But I'm not telling you to bench Pierce. I love Pierce, but you cannot bench Khalil Herbert. Tyson, pick 2. Start Pierce, DK, Hall, and Pollard. I'm starting Pierce and probably DK if it's me. I go back and forth on DK and Hall. I'm just letting you guys know up front. I could change my mind midstream. I'll try and let you know when that shift happens, but DK's safer, and he's got a good matchup. I like Hall. I just worry a little bit about Zach Wilson, how this is all going to shake out, and what's going to happen with the running back divide. Will Hall, who's been getting good work in the PPR department, still get fed passes from Zach Wilson? I don't know. We'll have to see how that works. Let's see. Start 2 for wide receiver. Start 2 for wide receiver 3 and flex. Elijah Moore, Reynolds, Dobbs, Stevenson. I'm going to go Dobbs and probably Reynolds, but Stevenson and Reynolds is very close. Very, very close, man. Zach, bench 1, Hollywood, Olave, or Mike Williams. You can't bench Mike Williams without Keenan Allen in play. You probably sit Hollywood Brown, but Olave and Hollywood are close. We don't know how Olave is going to settle in with his new Red Rocket quarterback. So I probably would say Hollywood, most people would say, because Olave is such a dangerous weapon, and maybe he gets utilized no matter what, but that's tough. Thank you, Smitty, for working hard to help us. I appreciate you, Rag. You're the man. Kevin says Russell Wilson Unlimited. Russell Unlimited. I have a problem with Russell Wilson and the way he celebrates and the way he practices and the way his ego is so big. I never realized how big it was until I started watching a lot more of the off the field stuff. And he does this handshake with the fans coming out of the tunnel at practice when there's no fans around. He literally pretends there's fans there, and when he comes out of the tunnel, it's just weird. It's weird, and it gives me a weird vibe. And ever since then, he's been playing badly. Ever since I noticed these things that bother me, he's been playing badly on top of it. So it's like I can't get behind Russell Wilson right now. What year is this? Wentz this week? I'd probably go Wilson over Wentz. I'd go Wentz over some other options, but I'd probably go Wilson over Wentz. Wentz's matchup is kind of confusing. It could go one way or another. I think the Cooper Rush experiment is going to look different this week than it did last week, but that's just my prediction, and then how the game flow goes from there, I don't know. But I kind of feel like I'd probably roll the dice with Russell Wilson, I suppose. Flex, Pierce, Dillon, Pollard, Thielen. I also have Dortch, Dobbs, Dotson, and picked up Richie James. I'm 1-2. My bench outscores my starters. I'm playing in order if you need a ranking here, because I don't know if I'm going to mess this up, but I would say my order would be Dillon if you want safety. If you want a little bit of a risk that he could score less than Dillon, but could also have a little bit more upside, I go Pierce over Dillon. And then I would probably say, this sounds a little crazy, but I'm going to go Dobbs as the third, if that helps you with any kind of ranking that you're doing. Appreciate your super chat. Grade the trade, please. Michael Pittman, Breece Hall for Khalil Herbert, DJ Moore. It's highway robbery in my eyes. Michael Pittman and Breece Hall for Khalil Herbert and DJ Moore. So this one's tough. I don't know. Like, this isn't something I would veto, though, because Khalil Herbert could be the guy. Like, you don't know what that, and DJ Moore could bounce back. I like Michael Pittman most of all in this trade, and even I would trade Herbert away to get Michael Pittman and get the secured now value. And I love Khalil Herbert. But this could turn into where Khalil Herbert comes in, doesn't do much at all, and then Monty comes back, and it's just a split, a split thing all year. That's happened before. So it wouldn't shock me if that's how this played out. Also wouldn't shock me if Khalil Herbert came in and was a top 8 to 10 running back the rest of the way. So highway robbery, probably, because I believe Breece Hall will explode, and I like Pittman a lot at this value. But I don't know that it's like something that like you could say needs to be vetoed or anything like that. Like that's crazy. That we're this far into the season, and only 4 weeks in, and we're seeing trades like that. It's pretty unreal. It's pretty unreal, my bro. Appreciate you super chatting there. Navage dropping one, flex Hall or Olave. Hall and Olave over Judy and Garrett Wilson. Yes, I probably would. I would go that route, Navage. I would. Thank you for the super chat. Langston says, somebody wants to trade me DJ Moore for my Dotson. I would take DJ Moore. Maybe not everybody would, but I would take the gamble that he can have like some kind of bounce back, next couple weeks coming up here or something. I definitely would take DJ Moore. Need 2 PPR, flex Dalvin, Khalil Herbert, and Sutton. Give me Dalvin because he's expected to play, and give me Khalil Herbert and I put Sutton on the bench. But if Dalvin's got any kind of uncertainty walking into the game, you know what to do. Make the swap out. But I do like Dalvin if he's playing. I worry about him finishing the game, but he's definitely somebody that you're going to be, I think, starting. Thanks again for the super chat. Overcome says, do I trade Russell Way to get Stafford? I would. I trust Stafford more than I trust Russ Wilson, and that's with Stafford having a potential elbow situation. Sizzle me this, sizzle me that. Who's afraid to take a lap? Nice. Ron Navy dropping the rhymes and bars. 372 in here, only 111 thumbs up. Please punch that button for me. Punch the button for your boy Smitty. I got Mike Williams and A.J. Brown at wide receiver. Okay. Javonte and Herbert, Khalil Herbert at running back. I like it. Need one to flex. Half PPR. Olave, Dobbs, Pierce, or London. I go Pierce. I go Dameon Pierce, but I don't blame you for wanting to go safe with Olave or Dobbs. And who do you start between Olave and Dobbs? I don't know. Olave's got more risk, but more upside and talent. Dobbs is safer. Dobbs might be the safest of the three. Or London. I didn't see London there. London. You got to make a trade, Wayne. You're going to get this wrong 8 times out of 10. You're just gonna. London could be the best player on Sunday. Pierce could be. I'd probably go Pierce, but that's me. You want steady Eddie? I'm going to change my mind because London's here now. London is steady Eddie. Pierce is going to be your higher upside. A little bit more risk. You got to make a trade. You got a lot of talent to trade around and improve the lineup spots. Jeff Wilson, Godwin, I think you mean, instead of Goodwin. So many people write Godwin. I don't know if that's a spell or a autocorrect thing, but everybody writes Goodwin. Jeff Wilson, Godwin, Madison, and Kamara. I don't know what the question is here. Jeff Wilson. I'll rank. I don't know if this is a trade or what. Of course, I take the Kamara side. If that's Madison and Kamara for Jeff Wilson and Godwin. If you're talking about ranking these guys for week number 4, I'd say Kamara, Jeff Wilson, and then those are the top 2. But I don't know. I don't know what the question is on this one. Appreciate it. Clarify if you've got another. If I didn't hit that right, I don't know. Najee, Mike Evans, Kamara, Herbert, start 1. How? Ricardo, what are you playing in it? Is this just one of those sheets from the sports bar where you're checking names off and you can pick anybody in the whole field? I mean, how are you sitting one of Najee, Mike Evans? This is like a 4-man league, Ricardo. I don't even know how to answer this one. I suppose I go Mike Evans is safe. Kamara's got the most upside but more risk. Khalil Herbert somewhere in between. Najee somewhere in between because he's got situation risk and I don't know. I suppose Mike Evans is safe. Kamara's high risk, high reward. That's where I would lean on that. But Ricardo, make a trade for goodness sake, my man. Like you're sitting on a whole boatload of talent that you could turn into one monster like JT. Herbert or Hurts this week. Khalil Herbert. I'm going to go. Eagles are at home, right? Oh, man. How do you have these dilemmas? This is crazy. What do you guys think? Jalen Hurts at home versus the Jaguars or Justin Herbert on the road against the Texans? You got to take Justin Herbert, right? Am I wrong? I mean, you could argue either side, so there's no really right or wrong. But like, what are you guys thinking here? What are we thinking here? Let's get groupthink here. Justin Herbert on the road against the Texans or Jalen Hurts at home versus the Jaguars. We got a couple Herberts. We got a lot of Hurts. I think because Herbert's been banged up and he's got no Keenan Allen, I'm going to go Jalen. I'm going to agree. Because, I mean, if he was fully healthy, he had Keenan, he had his whole arsenal. I just hate to sit Herbert. I just hate it. But you've got literally a top 3 quarterback right now in Jalen Hurts. That's a pretty. At the end of the day, you got to make that call. Kayla super chatted. I'm VIP on the Raw Navy fan club. Thank you. Appreciate your super chat. Thank you so much. All right, here we go. Thanks again. I'm still getting through these. I know some of you are saying I missed your super chat. I didn't miss. Even Kayla's was next. I didn't miss anybody's. There's a number of them I'm rolling through. You'd be surprised how hard it is to rattle these off and command the live stream. So I'm getting to them. Don't worry. Just hang tight. Hang tight. Time to sell Javonte. Pierce is my running back. No. Again, he could struggle for 2 more weeks. And when I say struggle, I just mean like he's not getting enough work and then he could explode. Like it's not like any of this is going to be the same the whole way through. And is there a world where Javonte isn't completely unleashed until week 8 or 9? Maybe. I'm not saying that's how I envision it happening. I'm just saying like as long as he's still scoring and he's getting like 15 carries, I'm not like trading him off for garbage. And what are you going to get right now? He had late second round value walking into week 1. Imagine how much lower valued he is right now. I love Pierce though. Pierce has got to get in the lineup whatever way. You got to make that happen. PPR 2 flex starting. Thank you again, Heating. Appreciate the super chat. Starting week 4, Josh Allen, Javonte, Pierce, AJ Brown, DK, Olave, Kittle, Khalil Herbert, McKenzie, St. Brown on the bench, Hopkins on the bench. Am I okay seeking a trade? 3-0. You're doing good, obviously. No, I like your team a lot. I mean, I don't really know what your bench looks like, to give you, other than Hopkins and Brown, to give you suggestions. But I really like your team. Would I trade Javonte, even though... So this would be an example, Heating, of trading Javonte. If you've got a lot of Javonte shares, I love the idea of going Eckler before week 4. So if you trade Javonte... And let's say, I don't know, obviously wouldn't trade St. Brown. And I don't know if I want to give up D-Hop to make that trade. Try and do it straight across. Javonte for Austin Eckler. And if you can't, would I give a D-Hop? Maybe. Would I give another player? Sure. Not St. Brown, but another player? Sure. I think that might not be a bad idea if you've got a lot of Javonte shares. And that's not me doubting Javonte. It's being smart of laying off some of the risk if you end up having too much of one player. Start Njoku or Everett. I'm going Everett because Keenan's out. I think he gets leaned on heavily. Vamp with the super chat. Can't wait to watch Justin Jefferson gritty in London. Yeah, it sucks we won't be able to, see that game at the same time. And for a lot of East Coast people, that isn't a big deal because it's not that early for you. But for like West Coast people, that's a really early game, especially when you're live streaming like through the wee hours of the night, like I am. But some of you were here with me, so I can't complain. But I got to get up early, live stream in the morning too. So I don't know. It's gonna be tough for me to get up and actually do too much for that game. Thank you, Taddy. Appreciate you. Full PPR. Flex D Cook. Thank you, Vamp, for the super chat, by the way. Vamp is the man. 400 of you in here. Please punch that thumb up button on your way in the door. Or if you're sitting there and you haven't punched it yet, punch it for your boy Smitty. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. So many of you just watch every day, but you're not actually hitting the subscribe button. I don't know why, but it helps your boy Smitty out. Full PPR for Flex. Dalvin Cook, Mike Williams, or Curtis Samuel. I'm going Dalvin Cook if he's playing, and he's playing. Then again, these London games suck. They're kind of like Thursday night games. They almost have like half the time have garbage, stats. And then the flight and maybe Mike Williams is a tad bit safer. But it would be hard for me to sit Dalvin Cook if he's playing. I'll just leave it at that. But it's a really, really tough one. Thank you, Blake, for the super chat. Tony Turley, here's a fun question. Just how bad is Coach Hackett? Worse than Adam Gase? Look, Adam Gase, Matt Nagy, and Hackett. Those are the three worst coaches for fantasy football. Or plain and simple worst coaches I've seen in a long, long time. Hackett, Nagy, and Adam Gase. I don't know which one. That's a trio right there. That's a special group. That's a very special group. Curtis Samuel, Herbert, or Pierce. I'm going to go with Khalil Herbert for upside. Dameon Pierce is a little bit of risk, though. If you're comparing him to someone like Herbert or somebody that's got a lot of steady work coming their way. Whereas Pierce will have a lot of steady work, but they have been known to, if let's say the Chargers get up, this is that Charger-Houston game. It's in Houston. If the Chargers get up big, then they're going to be throwing a lot. So you're not guaranteed a close game, but I do think that Mills and that Texans offense could technically hang, or at least close enough to where they're utilizing the run, through at least the three quarters, and he's a good PPR guy. He could catch a football and take it 45 yards to the house, 60 yards. He's a good shifty receiving back. So, but I would say Herbert for me. If I've got to make this call, there's no way I'm not playing Herbert today. There's just no way, or this morning or whatever. Russ's play doesn't match his overinflated ego. Not even close. Who gives high fives to the air and pretending that you're practicing your high fives to the fans when you come out of the tunnel and practice? It's ridiculous. $10 holler
to the moon.
From Ricardo. Ricardo says Herbert, Saquon. You're 2-1, 8-man league. Herbert, Saquon, Eckler, Chase, Waddle, Najee, Kittle, Mike Evans, Herbert, Higbee, Ertz, Kamara, MT, Lockett. Trade ideas. I mean, yeah, in these type of leagues, you put together 2 or 3 studs to get one, because your waiver wire is going to be rich, right? There's a lot of players on waivers. You could go get a really good player off waivers. Got Chase and Kittle for J-Rob and Deontay. Got Kamara for Gibby and Sutton. You made some great trades. Herbert, Saquon, Eckler, Jamar Chase, Waddle, Najee, Kittle. I mean, no, I don't. There's not much to move here other than maybe you trade. I mean, you got. Maybe you trade, Saquon into JT, or Eckler into JT, or Najee into JT rather. I actually keep Saquon and Eckler where they are. Keep Chase where he is. Trade Najee and maybe. God, Khalil Herbert's going to gain amazing value for you. Kamara, MT and Najee for JT. Kamara and MT for JT. Go after upgrade Evans or upgrade Waddle into JJ right now before the game kicks off. I'd trade MT. I'd trade Kamara and MT for JJ. I'd trade Kamara and MT for probably Jamar Chase. I mean, you could do a ton of things with that team. Just go after the 2-for-1s. Just leave the core together. Don't touch. I mean, you could trade Saquon into JT. I'm okay with that. Or Eckler into JT. Oh, you got Jamar Chase already. JJ, Cooper Kupp. Go give Mike Evans and Najee for Cooper Kupp. Go give Kamara and Evans for Cooper Kupp. You can afford to do that in a big league like that. The JJ owner won't sell. Go after. You could do a small trade. Go after Kyle Pitts using Kittle and MT. Go get Kyle Pitts if he blows up. We call Herbert months ago, at least 2 months ago. Says Ron. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but Herbert is the GOAT. He'll punch you in the throat. Hopefully he comes back to form here. I just hope Keenan Allen can get on the field. Start one, Bateman, Palmer, or Mac Hollins. I'm going to go Bateman. I'm going to go with the high upside of Bateman. Some risk, sure, but a lot of upside. Hey, Smitty, what do you think about this trade? Non-PPR, Henry, MT, Garrett Wilson for JJ Kamara. Smash it all day. All day. Take that Kamara side. Unbelievable. Where are those trades for me? Payne dropping another super chat. To all those who don't think trades can happen, I traded J-Rob and Knox for CMC when they were hurting. Took CMC and traded him for JJ. All credit to Smitty. Now all credit to me. You did that. And again, I understand people want to say they can't trade in their league. Again, sometimes it's your approach. Like, you call them up and say, or text them or whatever and say, hey, what do you want for so-and-so? Then your approach is bad. Like, on top of the fact that they just may not be an avid trader, and I can't help that. But yeah, we see it all the time. $10 hauler.
To the moon.
$10 hauler from Star. Appreciate you, Star. Have you heard anything weather-wise for Tampa Bay game? Should we avoid Evans and Godwin this week? I'm going to turn to my boy Ron Navy. Ron Navy, do you have a weather update? Sometimes Ron gives me weather updates. I think Derek Lincoln's also one of my weather people. So Derek Lincoln's dropped weather before and been clutch. I believe. Derek, didn't you used to drop weather last year? Let me get some of my trusted weather people on this right now because I don't want to disrupt the stream. I'm going to put you over in the corner, Star. We're going to get you an answer that you deserve. And we'll I hit the weather a little bit more in the morning too because things change. But let's hear what we got on that. CEH for Javonte. And I believe that's going to be, is that Malik Willis, maybe? CDCH for Lazard, I have CD. I'm going to say give me Javonte. Give me Javonte, Alex. I'm a believer in Javonte. Hoovie's been a member of the YouTube exclusive membership for 4 months. Lawrence versus Philly or Wentz versus the Cowboys. Give me Lawrence all day long. He's looking phenomenal, man. He looks phenomenal. Alex dropping a super. Alex says Lamar or Hurts. This is hard for me to say because Lamar's been absolute straight fire, but Hurts has the better matchup. They're both top 3. How you have this dilemma and haven't made a trade yet is beyond me. I'm going to go Hurts, even though it's really hard to sit Lamar. Buffalo, a little tougher defense. They aren't exactly full go, but I'm probably gonna go. God, this could burn me. This could burn me. Is anybody in total disagreement on this one? Is a Lamar just you don't sit him no matter what, or are we saying the same thing? I mean, Hurts is at Jalen Hurts is at that point too, though, where you almost can't sit him. I mean, they're both like 70-yard capable on the ground. I mean, Lamar obviously could get you 100. But I don't know. Let's see what the chat says. Let's go with what the chat says. Got a Lamar vote. Ron comes through with the weather. Ron says the hurricane is out of Florida now, so it should be okay. We got a Jalen vote. We got a Lamar. We got a Jalen. Lamar. Close, but Hurts. Breaking. Godwin and Julio optimistic to play. Fire up Brady, says Fantasy Dad. Hurts. Jackson, he's on fire. 87 and sunny in Tampa tomorrow, says Ron Navy. Hurts. We're getting a little bit more Hurts than we are Lamar, but Alex, you can't really go wrong in this situation, man. I mean, you ultimately you can, obviously, at the end of the, but I mean, like, from a preemptive standpoint, like, you're not making a bad decision in hindsight, even though it could score differently. Like, you have two elite quarterbacks. One has a little bit better matchup. There could be some weather concerns. I'm gonna go ahead and say, if it's me, I'm going Jalen. But I mean, Lamar is so hard to sit. If Lamar has that game where you're like, why did I sit him? I don't want to be responsible for that and dread my entire Sunday thinking about your super chat. You got to go with your gut. I'm going to say I would go Jalen Hurts, but I don't feel confident enough because it's such a tough call. It's 50-50 to tell you, do this. I would do this. I'm telling you, use your gut on this one. Madison, a good pickup right now in case Cook gets hurt. Absolutely. Thank you for the question, Star. I think we took care of you on the weather report there, good buddy. Start Damian Pierce or Breece Hall. Damian's safer, especially without knowing how Breece Hall in this situation is going to shake out with the quarterback changeover again. Zach Wilson, we don't know what he's going to bring to the table. Kayla is the woman. The woman. Kayla does rock. Appreciate you, Ron. Appreciate you, Kayla. Ozzy the Great in the building. Ozzy, appreciate your super chat. There's no question attached, but I do see this one right here. Ozzy says, tight end start, Knox or Tunyon. Give me Knox. I don't trust Tunyon yet. Need one wide receiver, two flex, Bateman, Dillon, and I go Pollard, although I do like Palmer this week without Keenan Allen, but I think I probably put Palmer on the bench in this scenario, but that's a tough one. Smitty, thanks for all you do to acknowledge each super chat and sleeping 4 hours to go live all day and night. Thank you, appreciate that. Appreciate your support. Appreciate you being here. Big part of the community, and you and Ron haven't been here for forever. And you guys already are a big part of the community, so thank you so much. Oh, and by the way, Ron, I'm sorry this doesn't get put up here. Ron is the top super chatter of the year. And I take this off during the video uploads that I do in like the start bench shows and stuff like that. But every live stream he should be sitting here. And there was a challenge, and I don't really want to put this up because it sounds so I don't know what the right word is. Callous or I don't know what the right word is. But this was a challenge someone put up, and I'm just going to leave it up. Someone asked me what it would take to do a 24-hour live stream, and I said 2K Super, and I'll do a 24-hour live stream during the season, which you'd have to do through the PayPal. The 1K was during the off season. 1K Super Chat, because our highest Super Chat is $7.65. So if someone does a 1K ever, we're doing a 24-hour live stream in the off season. If someone does a 2K, we're doing it during the season. I imagine we'll do it. I think the best approach would be to do it on Saturday into all the Sunday games. You know what I mean? So that I would be live watching the Sunday games, and you can't, obviously I can't stream that, but I could stream my reaction during the entire Sunday. So I'd be live during, that would be probably one of the coolest live streams that we could have. But to do a 24-hour live stream by yourself, I've done them twice. I'm the first person that I can find that has done it solo. People have done it since, but I did two of them. One when I first started the channel 4 years ago, and then the second one was I think the next year, and they're so brutal to your body. But it would be fun to do it during the football games, during a whole course of Sunday. Derek with a super chat, 0.5 PPR, 2 big trades today. And this could be a combination of people dropping it too. Like if one live stream, it's, not $5 ones or one, but like if someone dropped like half or a quarter of it, so you know what I mean? Like that would work and constitute the in-season live stream. But someone asked me what it would take, because I said I don't know that I want to do it, because it's so brutal on your body. It's absolutely brutal. It's complete and utter brutalness to your body. Okay. Here's the question here. Trades today got Saquon for Javonte and Swift. I don't know how much I love that one. Wait, I got Saquon for Javonte and Swift. I mean, I like Saquon, but I love Javonte. I think Javonte could become as valuable as Saquon down the stretch. I know a lot of people don't agree with me still, because we're 4 weeks in, or 3 weeks in. His fourth game's still to go. He's only played 3 games. And I love Swift. Once Swift is back, he's a top 12 overall player. So I don't know that I love that trade. I don't know that I love that, Derek. JT and Evans for Amon-Ra, Godwin, and Brown and Penny. I don't like that trade either. Derek, I don't like either one of these trades. But Derek, you should have brought this to me. I appreciate your super chat. I'm sorry to give you bad news. I hate giving super chatters a bad review on a trade. It makes me feel like garbage. But you want my honest opinion. I don't like either of these trades. I would have taken JT and Evans in a heartbeat. Heartbeat, bro, over Amon-Ra, Godwin, Hollywood Brown, and Penny. My team now is... Okay. Trades today got Saquon. Okay, so actually, you, JT, and Evans for... You got JT and Evans. Thank God. Thank God. I don't like the first trade. I like the second trade. Derek, great job on getting JT and Evans. That was a fantastic trade. You absolutely blasted him. I didn't want to say it because I thought you did it. You blasted him on that second trade. Absolute straight blasted him. Like, that's the word. Like, I didn't want to say it because I thought you were the one getting rid of JT the way it was worded. And then I don't like the first one. But you absolutely...
You were off for sex. You were made off for sex.
Like, if you sent that trade to him, that was one of the worst offers I've seen in a long time, and he accepted it. He accepted. That's for him. That's for him. But I will say I don't like the first one. I can't Smitty approve the first one, but you absolutely smashed that second one. Nice job, Derek. Just absolutely blasted him. Phenomenal trade. MJS USA, appreciate your super chat. I don't see anything attached. I'll try and hunt for your message that you may have dropped after. I'll put that right there so I remember. Start 1, Olave, Garrett Wilson, Hollywood, Curtis Samuel. Also, how would you upgrade this roster? Current starters are Hurts, AJ Brown, CD, CMC, Herbert, Waller, London, with Dobbins, ETN, and above wide receivers on bench. Okay. Start 1, Olave, Garrett Wilson, Hollywood, Curtis Samuel. I'm going to go Olave. Upgrading the team, I'm going to say Hurts, AJ Brown, CD, CMC, Herbert, Waller, London. I like your team a lot. I'm trading Dobbins and I'm trading CD, and I'm going after a Tyreek Hill on the low. Some of his owners are freaking out about the fact that this guy may have lost Tua for a little while. And so people are trying to jump off the train, the Tyreek Hill train, and you might want to poke around with a CD Lamb and a JK. JK Dobbins is on the rise. Some say. I don't really believe that he'll stay healthy or even get consistent enough work in a running back by committee that also has a quarterback that runs more than anybody on the team, and he's the number one running back. Just not an appealing running back situation for me. So I trade CD and Dobbins for Jamar Chase or for Tyreek Hill. Pretty easy path to a wide receiver right now on the cheap. There are plenty of wide receivers that are slumping that you can go get. And don't be surprised if JJ is attainable at that value too. CD and JK, CD and ETN. Herbert and CD Lamb might even be something that makes you capable of jumping into a JJ after this week if JJ struggles in this matchup. So you might have more options than you think coming out of week number 4, but you don't have to make a move right now. I think week number 4 is going to provide you plenty of opportunity to make a trade. But because CD could have a bad game and then you get less value out of that, you might want to look into that Jamar Chase trade straight up and accept it, even at the risk of not knowing what CD does or what JK does. You know, rank these: Hollins, Mooney, and Reynolds. With Renfro banged up, I probably go Hollins, but you could say the same thing about Reynolds. I think they're both pretty decent plays. Ron Navy says the Hurricane is out of Florida. Again, I read that already. Appreciate you, Ron. Wayne, I traded Najee and Kyler for Higgins and Singletary earlier this week. Traded Najee and Kyler for Higgins and Singletary. I don't know that I love that one, Wayne. I'm not saying it's awful, but I don't know that I love that one. Najee and Kyler for Higgins. Higgins is I think very valuable. He kept getting banged up in the game. I worry about his health, but I like Higgins a lot. But I think that's a pretty penny. I know you have Hurts already, but I don't know that constitutes giving up like Kyler for free, because Najee and Higgins, you could argue, are pretty equal. So I'm not going to disapprove that trade, Wayne, because you had depth to make a move that made you happy, but I don't know that I would hit the approval button either. So I'm not going to make it take a lap or anything, but I don't know that I love the trade is all I'm saying. 87 and Sunny in Tampa. Appreciate you again, Ron. Sit or start or sit. You can tell how far behind I am on the Super Chats when I already read those live. Start or sit, Brady or Mahomes. I have both. Well, let's think for a second. Mahomes is fire, and I know he struggled last week, and everybody wants to bench him after 1 week, but I know Brady may get a couple of his weapons back, but no, the answer is Patrick Mahomes. I know the Bucs can be a tough defense at times, but this is Patrick Mahomes, okay? This is Patrick Mahomes, and I don't think I could start Brady over Mahomes, especially when they're facing each other. That would be a real hard pill to swallow if you sat your stud in Mahomes. I can't sit Mahomes. No, not me. But I don't blame you if you do, but I'm not doing that. Godwin's not even that threatening to me. Godwin comes back. I don't care. Like, Godwin's got so much work to do before he is, a crazy threat on the field. Trade. Let me know your thoughts. Send away Swift, Mike Williams, Deontay, and Jeff Wilson, and Schultz. Receive CD, Patterson, Kittle, Pittman, and Dillon. This is a big trade. I don't even know how I can digest this. Swift, Mike Williams, Deontay, Jeff Wilson. That's so hard to break down in my head. CD, Patterson, Kittle, Pittman, and Dillon. I guess I like the second half better. Mainly because I don't trust Mike Williams on the year. I don't trust Deontay a ton. I don't trust Jeff Wilson on the year. And Swift is out 2 weeks then as a bye. So if you're even 1-2, let alone 0-3, you have to take the Patterson popping off, Pittman, Dillon, CD. You're getting all the action right now. That side of the trade is better, in that sense. But you could argue the Hurricane could affect the Carolina game. That's good news, or good information to have. Not good news. It's good news to have in our disposal here for the fantasy football evaluation purposes. That was worded badly. Ron, appreciate you reporting. Ron is our official. Ron and his correspondent, Derek Lincoln, are the official weather monsters of the show. I think Ron, appreciate you churning out the news. We got Samurai with the $20 hauler. I'm coming to your super chat. Hang tight. Appreciate you, but thank you, Ron, for the critical news. Is what I should have said. Not whatever. It's late. Hopefully that doesn't. I hadn't heard that it was going in that direction, but what do I know? I'm not watching the news right now. I'm too caught up in all this stuff right now. I need to have the news on more at night. I used to watch the news all the time. 3 wide receiver league, full PPR. I need a flex. I have JJ Evans, Drake London, and need to fill my flex spot. Judy, Ayuk, Joshua Palmer. I have JJ, Mike Williams, Drake, London. I need to fill my flex spot. Judy, Ayuk, Joshua Palmer. I'm probably going Judy. But Palmer's a thought, but I think Judy's got a little bit more upside, my man. A little bit more. Appreciate your super chat. London, weather, and injury of Brown. PPR, Hollywood or London? I'm going London. London is safer for me, Zinski. Appreciate your super chat. James, 0.5, tight end, Taysom or Hawkinson. Give me Taysom. Give me Taysom. I think you could get 2 points from it, but you could also get a guy that scores 2 touchdowns. Could play a little quarterback. We don't even know what's going on with that game. Trade away Pitts and Dobbins for Lamar and Schultz. Where's my button? You know what button I'm going to press?
You've just been Smitty approved.
You got any chance you can get Lamar right now? You got to take that trade. You got to take that trade. He's carrying people by himself right now. I should have been way higher on Lamar. I still worry extremely about him getting hurt. Him and Josh Allen. They both run so much. But you can't worry too much about that. You got to roll with what you got and what you're being gifted, which is a massive amount of points. Thank you, Paul. Start 2 running backs. Eckler, Robinson, Herbert, Clyde, Henderson. Eckler and Herbert, very easy call for me. Start 2 wide receivers, Debo and London. And then 1 flex, I'd probably go either Gabe Davis or Jay Robinson. I think I'm going to lean J Rob for now, only because Gabe Davis's health is kind of in question a little bit. So I think that's the safest move for you to make. And those are good options. No one's going to fault you or say you should have. You're not going to fault yourself if you, I think, choose that path. It's a safe path, and it's a path that most people would take. Goff and Reynolds have played together for years. Eyeball emojis. Dropping the knowledge. Riley, appreciate you. Belichick always seems to take away one player from the opposition. Who do you think that would be for Green Bay? You're telling me to choose for someone to get hurt? Star, that's an unfair request. Bro, if I've got to pick something might happen to somebody. Bro, don't put me in that position. Probably gonna be. I hate to say this. I'm not trying to predict injury here, but someone asked me the question. If I am trying to anticipate something, I'm gonna say Randall Cobb's getting up there. Ron, don't get mad at me. But, Cody pull a hammy in the middle of the game. But be okay for the next game. You know what I'm saying? Let's do a small injury. Just a little bit of a hammy pull. A little tightness. Taking him off the field. That's all. Or Tunyon coming back too early. Tunyon. Olave, Cooks, or Palmer for wide receiver 2. Olave. Pretty easy. There, Scotty. Pretty easy in my opinion. Derek with another super chat. Also got Brandon Cooks with the Saquon deal. Being offered now Kamara and Jefferson for JT and Evans. I think I'd take JT and Evans because I think there's a little bit too much uncertainty with Kamara. I'd rather have Evans. Evans and Jefferson are at least in the same potential touchdown ballpark. And so JT over Kamara with all the off the field risk. You can't trade JT in my opinion, but that's an interesting trade. I would definitely waver on it if it was sent to me. I don't think I'd just hit the button reject. I'd be like, okay, let's break this down for a second. Is there a way I accept this trade? That's that close. 3 wide receivers, 2 flex trade ideas. Burrow, Eckler, Javonte, Diggs, St. Brown, DJ Moore, awesome team. Aaron Jones. What is this? How many grandmas are in this league? 7 other grandmas in an 8-man league, 8-grandma league. I mean, come on, what are we looking at here? Aaron Jones, C. Patterson, they're just on the bench practically. They're at the end of this list of the starting lineup. What moves should you make? I don't know. I don't know that you need to make any moves. I'd probably try and trade C. Patterson and DJ Moore for a Jamar Chase or something like that. Diggs and St. Brown. You wait on St. Brown. Eckler, Javonte, love that. You could trade Javonte into JT using a Cordero Patterson or something like that if you wanted to. Mooney for St. Brown from your bench. Yeah, I would give Mooney a shot in this situation. I know he's very hard to trust. Stevenson's okay. Ayuk, tough matchup. I'm going to go Mooney. I'm going to give Mooney his one shot to shine. Mom's spaghetti, palms are sweaty. You know, this is his time to shine. Don't miss your opportunity. You only get this one opportunity once in a lifetime. Get Mooney out there. Underdog have the pick'ems. We should do once the super chats die down, we should do a I know it's going to be a late night if we do it, but maybe I won't finish the whole draft on the live, but we should jump in and do a resurrection draft. Well, I said we would do them, so we're going to do them. We did one the other night. Ron, you weren't here for it. Underdog have the pick'ems. Yeah, use this code right now. For everybody that wants to do an underdog draft with us in a little bit, please go. I'm going to pin the link now. Please go and sign up now so that you're all done with it and you can jump in and you won't miss out. There usually are a handful of openings. They sit there for about 2 or 3 minutes, and if you aren't signed up already, you won't get in. The resurrections through weeks 6 through 17, so it's like starting over. It's fantastic. That boy says full PPR 1 and 2. I'm 1 and 2, Muth or Njoku. I'm going to probably go Freiermuth. I don't really trust Njoku. I have Najee, Kamara, and Olave. Yeah, I'm not trusting Njoku yet. I like Freiermuth a little bit more, but trust your gut. This is that $20 hauler.
To the moon.
Appreciate you, my man. Samurai. Full PPR, flex, Claypool, Hollins, Dobbs. Didn't wish I was in the situation, but Keenan Allen got hurt, and Metcalf is wide receiver 2 now. So flex, Claypool or Hollins. I'm going to go Dobbs. Claypool, Hollins, or Dobbs. Dobbs is pretty steady Eddie. Hollins is kind of the higher risk, but higher upside, though. Hollins is a good wide receiver. Anybody watch him actually play on Sunday? He was aggressive. He was violent. You know, totally dominant in space around him. Just manhandling people. Just aggressive, grabbing football. Like, he's a good player. I was really shocked at how good of a player Hollins is. So part of me wants to go Hollins and say high risk, high reward. But Dobbs is steady Eddie and still has a lot of upside as well. So I'm probably going Dobbs, but if you went Hollins, I could get behind that real quick. I get excited, but I don't know that I would push that button yet. Efren, gut telling me to sit Gabe Davis given the reports. It depends on your options, Efren. I do agree with you. That's why I did waiver on a question I got where it was Gabe Davis and another player. Like let's say it's Dobbs and Gabe Davis. I would waiver for a while. It's a tough one. Because, yeah, you're right. We don't really know how healthy he is. You almost have to wait until you see it before you totally believe in him if you've got a better option. I got some weather news sunny and warm in Hawaii. Thank you, Scotty, for rubbing it in. That is nice weather in Hawaii right now. Appreciate you rubbing that in. Start Ayuk. Appreciate your super chat, too. Start Ayuk, Josh Reynolds, or Stevenson. You know what I'm more shocked about, other than your weather, Scotty, is that your cost of living isn't as expensive as it once was and what we thought it was. I don't think inflation has hit you guys yet, because I thought when I said how much is a pizza pie, I was going to get like a $75 answer from Scott. But I think Scott said like 20. It's like, pizza here's 25, 30 in Arizona. How much is gas? He's like 4 something. Gas is $5 to $6. Everywhere in the States. Like, so Scotty's living the dream. His cost of living apparently is lower than we thought. I think we all need to board a plane and head to Hawaii. Start Ayuk, Josh Reynolds, or Stevenson at flex. Probably Reynolds if I had to pick. Just make sure he's fully ready to go and healthy. USA, dropping the super chat. Oh, you were the one that didn't have a question attached, so I'm glad you did ask one here. Approve or disapprove? Damian Harris, I believe. D. Henderson. Darrell Henderson, Mahomes, Godwin for JJ Breece Hall. Big fan, love the show. Now, this depends on who your quarterback is, though. I'm going to say if you've got like a Hurts or you're good to go at quarterback. And is that Derrick Henry? Or is that D. Henderson? Or is that Hensworth? This could be 100 different things. D. Hens. D. Henry or Darrell Henderson? Let's answer it a bunch of different ways. That's tough. I'll answer it both ways. Derrick Henry, Mahomes, Godwin for J.J. Brees Hall. I'm going to say I don't like it because I think you could get more for Henry and you keep Mahomes. If that's Darrell Henderson, Mahomes, I think it could be a big win for you as long as your quarterback play is solid. Obviously, I would take that. I would take J.J. Brees Hall. If that is Derrick Henry and it is redraft, I think you could have probably got a little more, but you could recover from it. Yeah, it could be Darrell Henderson. It could be Derrick Henry. Or it could be Damian Harris. I don't know. I think it's Henderson. Let's see if he's in here. Henry. Oh, okay, it's Derrick Henry. I don't know that I like that trade, though, bro. Because, like, Derrick Henry, I'm getting out of Derrick Henry, but you're selling really low. And this isn't a thing where, like, if he goes out and tears, knee up or something next week, you're like, woo, great trade. It's still, like, at the time, though, cost of the, the value, the fair market value, I think you gave up a little much. Because JJ's struggling right now. You're buying JJ like he's been on fire all year. So I would say you definitely needed to get more. You let him sell JJ as a top 1 to 2 overall player, and you let him buy Henry like he was outside of round 1, and that should at least be matched up, to where you guys are doing a similar. Okay, we're gonna buy high and sell high. That's fine. Let's do it together. But it's like he got to do one, and you know what I mean. Someone dropped Darren Waller. Should I pick him up? Probably if you like winning.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Grab him. Keaton, appreciate your super chat, by the way. Ernest, PPR, need to flex Hollywood, CD, B. Hall, or Pierce. I probably would say CD is safest. Pierce is a little higher risk, but a little higher upside, potentially, but like CD safe. Start one in a flex, Garrett Wilson or DJ Moore. Believe it or not, with the changing of the guard at QB this week, with Zach Wilson coming back, I'm going to go DJ Moore until we know what's what. That might shock you, but that's how I feel. Ron Navy dropping yet another. He's asking you, Smitty, what player Belichick will focus on to take away. Okay, not get injured. My bad. Belichick will probably focus on... I don't know that you can focus on like Aaron Jones because he'll be all over the field. So, I mean, this might be one of those games where he doesn't have the same type of ability to focus on someone. 445 people in the room. Please hit that thumb up button. We got 200 likes. Appreciate you all. Subscribe if you're new. Yeah, so sorry about predicting injury for Tunyon. I don't think he focuses on anybody in particular, or is capable of doing that. This offense doesn't have those weapons like a wide receiver. I mean, is he going to focus on Dobbs? I don't think so. I think he's going to let Dobbs try and win the game. Is CMC, Herbert, Dobbins, ETN plus B-Rob, Elijah Mitchell on IR enough at running back? CMC, Herbert, Dobbins, ETN, B-Rob. Yeah. Mitchell, I mean, the B-Rob and Mitchell, that kind of stinks that you got, guys on IR, and then you got ETN not doing anything. Dobbins is on his way back. Herbert's balling out. B-Rob should be back soon. ETN should emerge later. You're fine. I don't think I make any moves like and get rid of Javonte unavailable, already checked. I don't think I get rid of any, I don't downgrade my wide receiver room or do anything crazy because you have a good rotation of guys that are going to step up at the right time, I think. So don't start making crazy moves or anything. Travis, don't make a dumb move just to try and beef up backup talent. You've got Herbert in there saving the day. He could be the guy all year. We don't really know. Even if Montgomery comes back, bro, Herbert could be 70% of the running game moving forward. Don't think Montgomery's just going to come back and step on it. On the situation. He might, but he's not going to necessarily do that. 12-team 0.5. Dak, Stafford, JT, Javonte, Dillon, Stevenson, Edmonds, Andrews, Waddle, Higgins. It's a good team. Any moves? I mean, I like JT, Javonte, and Stafford. If this is a 1 QB league, you're fine. I would upgrade Stafford if I could. We'll look at that in a second. Dillon, Stevenson, Edmonds. Use Edmonds now. Trade Edmonds now while he's got touchdown value. Andrews, love it. Waddle, Higgins. Maybe you trade Olave and Edmonds for maybe Dillon as well. You know, Dillon and Olave, Dillon and Edmonds, and try and upgrade into a... God, I wonder if you could get a Jamar Chase using Dillon and Olave. People are trading Jamar Chase like he's garbage right now. Not in every league, but in a lot of leagues. Gabe Davis, Godwin. Godwin's got some value right now. Godwin and... Go get JJ. Waddle, Edmonds, and Godwin for JJ. I bet you get that. I would try that. Try something along those lines. Go get Tyreek Hill using... Oh, you got Waddle. Higgins, Waddle. Yeah, I like your wide receivers. I'd try and upgrade Gabe Davis. How about A.J. Brown using Gabe Davis and Godwin, or Edmonds and Gabe Davis, or Edmonds and Olave for A.J. Brown? And then if not, use those guys that we're talking about, Godwin, Olave, Gabe Davis, Edmonds, to upgrade Stafford into a little bit better quarterback. That's what I would focus on if I was you. Good team, though. $10 hauler.
To the moon.
To the moon you go. Appreciate you. Big Teach, 12-team PPR. I'm 1-2. Justin Herbert, Hunt, Jamal Williams, Diggs, Pittman, Kelsey, Garrett Wilson, Stevenson, Dillon, Pollard. Trades, I'd probably go... I mean, Herbert, Hunt, Jamal. You need some running back help. I love Diggs, Pittman, and Kelsey. It's very, very strong. I would go find Swift. I would try and get Swift. You've got Jamal already. That owner's probably feeling like, I don't like this situation at all. Swift is out for 2 weeks and then also out the bye week right after. You could trade Russell. You could trade... Is that Russell Wilson or Jeff Wilson? What is that? That's got to be Kelsey, Garrett Wilson. This might be risky, but I put Dillon into my lineup. I trade Hunt and... Man. You could trade Dillon and Garrett Wilson. Dillon and potentially... I don't know what to do here to try and get Swift. You might have to trade like a Pittman for Swift, which I would do in your situation, I think. I like Pittman a lot, but if you could get Swift, even if you could get Swift and something, if you gave him Stevenson and Pittman and you got Swift and something else, you could get something that they didn't value that you do. I would maybe explore that. Past that, maybe go to the Jamal Williams owner and try and upgrade your Hunt or upgrade your Dillon into a little bit better running back. Those are the main moves that you can make. You've got trade bait in Jamal. I don't want you trading Diggs or Pittman or Kelsey if you don't have to, but I would explore the Swift side. Herbert's a great quarterback. You do need something. I would probably put Dillon into your lineup and take Hunt out, though. Dillon and Jamal will be very good this week. I don't think you have to worry too much this week. Don't force a trade this week. You're going to be pretty good this week, but you definitely want to make one move. You're one move away before you can be considered the top team, in my opinion, just at a glance. Start wide receiver 2, Ayuk or Dobbs. Give me Dobbs. 2 flexes out of Breece Hall, Jacobs, Hunt, Ayuk, or Dobbs. I'd go... Assuming this is the same team and you're already using Dobbs as the wide receiver, and now you're going for 2 flexes, I would say, let me rank them all. I would say I'm going to rank them all in order of Breece Hall, Dobbs, and then Hunt is my order there. And if the question above is Dobbs, and then you got to pick 2 here, it'd be Hall and probably Hunt if Dobbs is already in play. Thank you for the super chat. Burrow, Connor, ETN, Cup, T. Higgins, Waddle, Everett, benches, Swift, Julio, McKenzie. Want to make moves. Okay, Burrow. I'd trade Connor on the high. I'd trade Connor and potentially... you don't really have much trade bait unless you're trading one of these bigger players. I mean, ETN, Connor, I think you probably need a move. You're not going to like hearing this, but you've got to trade Cup. I think you're 3-0, but if you want to make moves, you could stand pat. You're 3-0. You could wait for Swift to come back and you could be fine. But if you want to make moves, I don't know that you're trading. You'd have to trade Cup. And when I say trade Cup, I don't say that in terms of like giving him away or doing some kind of dumb move. I'm saying if you trade Cup, you need to go get like a Jamar Chase and a big name player, not a small time player. I'm saying a big name player. You trade Cup, you need to get something massive on top of something else massive. That's it. But if you wait, you could be okay. You could be okay. Here's a Smooth coming in with another one of these. Smitty is the GOAT. And then he asks this question. He always does. He always gets me. Smooth, I got to roll through these super chats. It's too long of a question. You should shorten that up. Too long of a question, my man. This guy dropped ETN. Smitty, you hear that? Go get him. Yeah. If you can wait, you're 3-0 and you can. Swift, go get Jamal Williams. Go get Jamal Williams using ETN. That's a tough trade to make because I like ETN long term. That's why I say go pick up ETN if he got dropped, but you might need to make that move. Devin, I appreciate the super chat. I don't see it. There's nothing attached to it, but I'll go try and look for your question later. I'll put that right here. So hang tight for me. Mark says Kirk, DK, or Olave. Kirk steady. You got to go Kirk. I mean, what's Kirk done to you to offend you? So you got to put Kirk in that. But, I mean, you got good options. DK's tough to sit. I'm not saying sit DK. I'm not saying sit Olave. But if you're giving me a rank, I've got to rank him. I'm putting Kirk there. Kirk's been delivering. Dynasty, Russell, Jamar, Debo, Dalvin, Swift, Kittle, Cooks, Thielen, Miles, Knox. Trade ideas. Don't love Russell right now. I love Jamar. I like Debo. Dalvin is somebody you could trade. Swift, I like the long-term value. He'll be back. I'd trade Dalvin, and I'll go across position if I need to, because no, you can't actually. You got no other running backs. You could go after a Breece Hall and something. Breece Hall's pretty doubted still right now. You could go after a Dillon and something using Dalvin. You could go after a Dameon Pierce and something. Get something bigger, though, if you do that. If you don't get Dillon or you don't get a running back at that level, go get Eckler using Dalvin Cook and Miles Sanders. Trade Miles Sanders and Dalvin for a safer running back. That would be my approach. You can go get Eckler. You could probably get CMC using Dalvin and Miles right now. CMC's owners are probably more worried than you are about Dalvin Cook. Thank you, Bearded. Appreciate you. Alex with a super chat. Lost Allen this week. Pick wide receiver 3 and a flex. I'm probably going Dortch. Don't trust Gallup yet. Probably Devernay because you don't know how Schultz is going to be. Also, Hall or Reynolds. I go Hall probably. I wish you could get Reynolds in that other question, then I go Dortch and Reynolds, but I probably go Hall over Reynolds. But Reynolds is a safe, steady play. If you don't want to roll the dice, Reynolds is probably your safe play. 12-man, 3 wide receiver, $100 league, 1 and 2. I have Hurts, JT. I assume that's Jamal Williams or Javon. I don't know. Breece Hall, Elijah Mitchell. You guys got to abbreviate. Jamal, Javante, put a JAV or something in there. Evans, Olave, Kirk, Dobbs. Should I move? Assuming that is Javonte Williams. Let's assume it's Javonte Williams. I'm going to say Olave and I don't know, broski. I'm waiting to see if maybe he says. I'm hoping that Tyler's going to give me clarification. Tyler, we're waiting on you, bro. James Robinson and his bionic Achilles. I don't know. We'll see. I dropped Chase Edmonds. Shama dropping the $20 super chat. I'm coming for your super chat. Don't worry.
To the moon.
To the moon, pal. We're waiting on Tyler here. All right. Tyler says Javonte. Okay, thank you, Tyler. So you got Breece Hall, Javonte, Jonathan Taylor, Mike Evans. I don't know that I have a lot of trade ideas for you, bro, other than like you could sell Breece Hall preemptively. I don't want you trading Javonte and JT unless you're going to trade Javonte into Eckler, which is one of my moves that I recommend if someone does want to trade out of Javonte. It's a decent move. I don't love the idea of trading Breece Hall early, but if you trade a Breece Hall and Olave for, let's say, a Jamar Chase, then I'm loving that deal. Kirk and Breece Hall for Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase is so attainable right now. You might as well take a stab at it. Would I trade Mike Evans and Olave for JJ? Would I trade Mike Evans and Breece Hall for JJ? Absolutely. You'd have to do that before the game kicks off. Would I trade Olave or Dobbs and or whatever to upgrade Hurst into Kyle Pitts? I would do that move. That would be a good move. Daniel, appreciate your super chat, Tyler. Daniel says trade Hall and Garrett Wilson, Hollywood for Eckler. Trade Hall, Garrett Wilson, and Hollywood for Eckler in a heartbeat. And you get Godwin, and I'd trade Godwin away for something else. But look at that. Everyone says you can't get these trades. You can't get these trades. Here we go. Smash that. That's an easy one. Thank you for your super chat, broski. I don't see a message attached, but I'll try and see if you did drop another question somewhere. Madison, Breece Hall, Devontae Smith, JK, Elijah Moore, 0.5 need 2 flexes. I'm going to say Breece Hall and probably Devontae Smith if I had to pick between that. And then we got the big $20 wad
To the moon.
from Shama. Shama? Am I saying that right? 10-team PPR, 2 QB, 3 wide receiver, 1 flex, QB, Carr, Mariota. This is a 2 QB league. And Tua. Sorry to hear about Tua, bro. Wide receivers, Chase, Kirk, B. Cooks, Garrett Wilson. Running backs, and you got Hopkins on the bench. Running backs are CMC, Javonte, Khalil Herbert, attaboy. Kyle Pitts is your tight end, attaboy. What is the optimal starting lineup? Any trade requests already started? Tua, need help 1 and 3. That stinks, man. On a lot of levels. But I think, I would potentially, your lineup would probably be 2 QB, 3 wide receiver, 1 flex. 3 wide receivers, you're going to go with, obviously, you already had Chase go, Kirk, and probably B. Cooks until you find out what Zach Wilson's going to do for Garrett Wilson's value. Running backs, obviously, I ranked them CMC, Javonte. Khalil Herbert needs to be in a flex spot. If you have 2 running backs, then it needs to be CMC, Javonte, and Khalil Herbert. If it's only 2 if it's 3 mandatory wide receivers, then Cooks would be my mandatory wide receiver. But I hope you have a flex because you got to get Herbert into that lineup. Trade wise, I mean, I don't trade Chase. I like that you got Kyle Pitts. You don't have to make a move at tight end. I like that. Would I trade, maybe upgrade one of your quarterbacks? Certainly, I would try that. If you could give up a potential Kirk to upgrade your quarterback and then you just roll Garrett Wilson in that spot, like that would be worth it if you could get a massive quarterback upgrade. And if not, can you get a potential wide receiver upgrade using maybe, Herbert and Kirk together? Could that, if Herbert has a baller day and there's talk about him staying in that job, maybe you can get a Jamar Chase on the cheap. Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson on the cheap. Maybe. JJ, if JJ has another bad week, you're going to watch him fall, and people will be giving him away at almost a mid-second round value. If he has a bad game again in week number 4, which is totally capable, you're going to see everybody and their mother talking about how JJ's a second-round pick. And it's going to be buy low season. I think there's a strong shot JJ has a good game no matter what, matchup and all. Tyreek Hill using like Cooks and Herbert, Garrett Wilson, Herbert, Kirk and Herbert. I'd go after Tyreek Hill. I'd go after A.J. Brown using Cooks and Herbert potentially. I like Herbert a lot, but you're going to have some trade value there. Some nice trade value there. 0.5 PPR start Hollywood with the foot injury or Mike Williams. I'm going Mike Williams. QB Kyler, nice. Also pick up Elijah Moore from waivers. I probably would, but I don't know if I'm dropping. Like, here's the thing. Like, Jordan Mason looks like garbage right now, but guess what? Wilson goes down, Jordan Mason to the moon. If Cordell Patterson gets banged up, suffers a setback, then Algier to the moon. I don't know that Elijah Moore is winning leagues for you, so that I don't know that it's a guarantee that I'm dropping Tyler Algier for him. But I do feel like if you need a wide receiver, Elijah Moore is worth more than Tyler Algier right now. But that could change the moment an injury happens. So it's all injury dependent. Rock Out says, rate my bad team. Cousins, Swift, Javonte, Herbert, B-Rob, Pacheco, A.J. Brown, MT, Olave. Some unfortunate injuries there, my man. With Herbert to to Swift, to Herbert to B-Rob to MT. I mean, even Zay Jones is banged up. Schultz getting hurt. God, you had a horrible luck. You traded McLaurin for MT, and now look at MT. Your team's got a lot of potential to bounce back. It's just a matter of will you be too far back. I mean, it'll definitely be a fun try to get back into the swing, but Swift's got to come back and be strong. Herbert's going to step up in the meantime. Hopefully Javonte balls out. Hopefully Cousins does something big and significant. Hopefully B-Rob comes back up and rises to the top right away. A.J. Brown's fire. I trade MT. MT was a good sell high for weeks. You might still be able to sell him. You've got Herbert. Herbert might be a good sell for you with MT to get a big running back piece like a Eckler or something. And you know a couple guys are going to struggle in this week number 4, so there'll be some buy low opportunities. Start one, Cooks, Hollins, Palmer, Reynolds, Burks, Dobbs. Probably say Dobbs is the safest out of all these guys, but it's a tough one. Start Taysom or Kittle. Give me Taysom. Tough matchup for Kittle. Offensive line's banged up. Kittle might be blocking more than ever. Give me Taysom Hill, who might be scoring touchdowns in multiple ways, or maybe he doesn't, but he's worth a shot. Conklin or Njoku, give me Conklin for the moment. Lost Swift, trying to gain some ground. I guess if you want to swing big, Njoku's probably a higher upside touchdown guy. But I like Conklin a little bit more. But, I mean, if you want safety, Conklin. If you want high risk of getting 2 points or getting a lot more than Conklin can get, then I guess Njoku's your guy. Only if you need risk, to get that upside. Need 2 wide receivers and a flex. James Robinson, Amari, Chris Olave, Mike Williams, or Khalil Herbert. Appreciate the advice. Need 2 wide receivers and a flex. So I'm going to go Mike Williams, and I think Amari's safer than Olave this week with the quarterback situation. And then your flex is going to be Khalil Herbert. So 2 wide receivers will be Amari and Mike Williams and Khalil Herbert. You got to get into that lineup. Chris, appreciate your super chat. Use number 1 waiver to stash Russ or pass. My QB is Hurts. To stash Russ who? Russell Wilson? I wouldn't spend my number 1 waiver wire on Russell Wilson unless it was a 2 QB league. Could he mean any other Russ? I appreciate your super chat. I think you mean Russell Wilson. No. Daniel, what's up, Daniel? Trade Swift for J-Rob and Sutton. I'd rather have Swift. My broski. Not everybody's going to agree with me on that one, so trust your gut. Traded Chase plus Dameon Pierce for Taylor and Judy. you could make arguments on both sides. People that hate Jamar Chase are going to say it's a bad trade, or a good trade to trade Jamar Chase and Pierce for Taylor and Judy. I think it's okay. I think it's probably arguable on both sides. I lean a little bit toward the Taylor side, so you did good. You did good, Saeed. You did real good. I appreciate your super chat, but I think it's arguable. I'm not going to punch the button, and dance and celebrate over it, but I'm going to say it's pretty close, and I would probably take the JT side. I have Jay Taylor and Nick Chubb and Brandon Cooks, Olave, and Juju for my wide receivers. Andrews is a tight end. You're definitely hurting at wide receiver, but you're so dominant at running back and tight end. It makes sense why you were struggling at wide receiver, and Olave is pretty good. Would I trade Nick Chubb now while he's so high? Yes, I would. Would I go get Eckler and potentially a Pittman or something using Nick Chubb's value? I absolutely would. I would go divide Chubb into two players before it's too late, because you could use that wide receiver bump. And I think Nick Chubb, while he's still amazing and playing great, and he'll probably still play good all year, I think there's players like Eckler who are going to score just as much as him go forward. Think better, live better. Thank you for the super chat. I don't know if you dropped a question. I'll put this here and look for it after. Josh, pick two between Penny, Dillon, Brees, and Gabe Davis. I'm going to say Dillon and probably Brees Hall until we know Gabe Davis is fully healthy. And I mean, like, watch him play probably and feel comfortable. Gaming says JT, Saquon. Live Better's question was trade question. Give Waddle, Dillon, Everett. Let me pull this on screen. Give Waddle, Dillon, Everett, 2023 third round pick. You get Eckler, Tunyon, 2023 sixth. Waddle, Dillon, Everett. Give me the Eckler side. Yeah, Eckler side. Thank you. Think better, live better. Appreciate you. JT or Saquon plus Godwin for Cup. Wait, what? JT or Saquon plus Godwin for Cup. So I don't want JT involved in this. So Saquon and Godwin for Cup and Javonte. Yes, smash it. Or stay with the wide receivers. No, I like that. I'm trading Saquon and Godwin for Cup and Javonte all day. All day long. That's absolutely phenomenal. And trade either Hopkins or Ramondre. I assume that's who Ardre is. Ramondre. I mean, you guys are talking like you and I have been texting for years. Magic. Me and you've just met, and it's just like code, like as if we've been texting since high school. I think Ardre's Ramondre for Hall, D-Hop or Ramondre. I would trade Ardre for Hall all day long. Would I trade D-Hop for Hall? Probably, unless you're struggling at wide receiver and you're wanting Hopkins to come in and save the day. I could argue either side of Hall and D-Hop, but I would trade Ardre for Hall all day. I appreciate your super chat, Magic. I'm just joking with you a little bit, kind of, halfway. This code, man. Some people's code is insane. What they expect of me. It's like, I mean, I'm not a full magician. Gerald, Everett, or Taysom. Give me Taysom. Give me Taysom, baby, all day long. Just a super chat to appreciate the grind. Thank you, AJ. AJ, the selfless, altruistic man that he is. Panda dropping a $5 hauler. I have Kyler, CMC, Barkley, Higgins, Davis, Ertz, Olave. Bench is Swift, Dobbins, Samuel, Akers, Bateman, Wilson Jr. Should I make any moves or stay? Kyler, CMC, Barkley, Higgins. I like your team, Gabe Davis. I'm always looking to make a move. Jamal Williams would be nice for you. Like, would I give Dobbins for Jamal straight up? Yes. Would I trade Gabe Davis and Dobbins for an AJ Brown? Absolutely. Would I trade Higgins and Dobbins for Jamar Chase? Absolutely. Would I trade Barkley and Dobbins, or Barkley and Olave and Dobbins, Barkley and Gabe Davis to go get JT? Absolutely. Would I trade Dobbins and Kyler for a Hurts? Or yes, like those moves I'm dropping all day long. God, we've been live for how long? 2 hours and we haven't even done the draft yet? Oh, God. I don't think we're going to go through the whole underdog draft. We might even just go through like 5, 6, 7 rounds or something like that. Let me pull up underdog. Okay, so the link is pinned. Go to the chat right now. We got a $2 super chat from D-Class. D-Class, appreciate you. Let me see if I can find these other super chats real quick. Jet super chatted. Start a wide receiver and flex. Gabe Davis, Breece Hall, Pollard, Dortch, Stevenson, Dotson. Start a wide receiver and a flex. I'm going to go Breece Hall and Pollard unless you feel Gabe Davis is fully ready to go. Then I actually like Gabe Davis. He's tough. Gabe Davis is tough to play this week. I do feel like he is risky, but super chat. Don't know if you saw that on my question. Happened to get back to my dono. I wanted to let you know that I CD Lamb, man. If opinions are the same, cool. Just didn't hear you say it. Where's my music? It just kind of ended. Burrow, Connor, ETN, Cooper Cup, CDT. Yeah. Want to make any moves? I mean, I like your team a lot. I don't even remember what I said at this point, other than you have Cup, CDT, Higgins, Waddle. Yeah, maybe I didn't see CD. So my advice would be to use CD Lamb. I like that idea. CD Lamb and Swift for. I mean, God, could you reach for the moon? Can you go get an Eckler and something? Can you trade CD Lamb and Connor for Eckler or higher? That's what I'm doing. I'm keeping Cup. I'm keeping T. I'm keeping Waddle. I'm keeping Swift. I'm using CD Lamb and Connor, and I'm going to get an Eckler or something like that, bro. That's what I'm doing. Appreciate you. Hopefully you're still here. And then D-Class dropped a super chat. D-Class. Appreciate your super chat, D-Class. And you asked D-Cook or Pierce and Higgins or Kittle. Or Higbee or Kittle. I'm going to go Higbee this week because I don't like Kittle's matchup. He's going to be blocking a lot. You got offensive line problems in San Francisco anyway. Give me Dalvin Cook as long as he's playing. But that's a tough one, broski. Okay, we're going to go into... looks like we got 2 more super chats real quick. Breece or Penny. I'm going to go Breece Hall. You're getting Walker getting more and more work each week. Any trade thoughts? QB, Hurts, Goff, CMC, Fournette, Dobbins, Carter, Madison, wide receiver, Pittman, St. Brown, Sutton. I mean, I'll trade Sutton and Dobbins all day for one player. I'll go get a Hill. I'll go get a Jamar Chase. You could probably get a Jamar Chase. You could probably get a JJ using Fournette and Sutton. Try for JJ. You could trade Fournette and Sutton for Eckler. Those are all good ideas, in my opinion. Okay, so we're going to go into this right now, people. Right now. Let's add this here. Hold on. There we go. All right, here is the underdog draft. We're getting in there right now. Full PPR, Dobbs or Miles Sanders rest of season. Give me... I don't trust Miles Sanders. I trade Miles Sanders, but he probably has more value than Dobbs, just so you know. Mixon, Javonte. You have Mixon, Javonte, AJ Dillon, Pierce. Need to drop someone for a defense this week. What wide receiver do you drop? DJ Moore, Cooks, and Njoku. Or I drop Njoku if I've got to. But yeah, Sanders probably has more value, so he has more trade value than Dobbs. But I would probably trade Sanders before I would like cut him or anything like that. And Dobbs is lower value if you're trading Richie James, Mike Evans, or Olave. I'm going Mike Evans. That's not even in here. So then it's between Richie James and Olave. I'd probably go Olave. I mean, anything can happen between those guys. Okay, we're going into the draft right now. So on Underdog, the link is pinned in the live chat. It's also in the description if you're watching later. Use promo code Smitty or the link in the description or the link pinned in the live chat, or use promo code Smitty when it asks you how you heard about it, how you heard about him. We're going to scroll all the way over to Resurrection. Okay, I might run to the restroom real quick. $10 entry, 500K in prizes. It's first place gets 100K, second gets 40K, even all the way down to 31st through 40th place gets 1,000 each. Qualify. This is week 6 through 14 only on Underdog. Week 6 through 14 only, which is phenomenal because that means let's see here. See, code Smitty, Underdog. Let's see here. There we go. Code Smitty on Underdog. Week 6 through 14 is phenomenal because that means you use everything you know now. You don't have to worry about weeks 1 through 5. So everything we're going to do these drafts all the way into kickoff of next week. Okay. It looks like, see how that green bar at the top isn't even halfway. That means that they have a lot more to fill. So we're going to be doing this all week next week as well, because this week won't count for it. This is week 6 through 14 only. Week 6 through 14 only. We're going to jump in right now. I'm hitting enter. Filled. Okay, so we're waiting on 8. I'm going to run to the restroom. I'll be right back. We're waiting on 8. Everybody get in. Everybody in the chat, let everybody know how they can get in. How many people we have in here? 430. Let's see if I get back and we still have 400 people in. Take over for me, Ron Navy. $425 still in the building. 425 people still in the building. Appreciate you guys hanging out while I had to go to the restroom. I've been live for 2 hours and I should have did that before the live stream. All right, so here we go. We are almost kicking off here. 3 people left to get into this bad boy here. Let's see here. We're waiting on 3 people to get into this draft on Underdog using promo code Smitty. The link is pinned in the live chat. The link is also in the description if you're watching the replay. But we're going to be jumping into this draft right now. We're waiting on 3 people. Jump in. How did Ron Navy do during my absence? Did he even take over? Yes, he did. Thank you, Ron. We're waiting on 3 people. Click that link. Get in this draft with us. Waiting on 2 people. 2 spots left. Link is in the live chat. We're drafting right now. It's draft day. It's draft day. Week 6 through 17 only. We're not playing weeks 1 through 5. This is week 6 through 17. Let's go. Matthew dropping a super chat while we wait for 2 people to click the link that's pinned in the live chat or in the description. Promo code Smitty. Get $100 match on your first deposit. So that means if you deposit $10, they'll give you 20, or they'll give you 10. You'll have 20 total. Matthew, starters: Carr, Eckler, Jeff Wilson, Olave, Dobbs, Pitts, and Pierce. Benches: Allen, Etienne, Duty. Waiting on 2 people. Need to make 1 or 2 moves. Okay, so Carr, Eckler, Jeff Wilson Jr., Olave, Dobbs, Pitts. I mean, yeah, you got it, man. You got to make 1 or 2 moves for sure. Eckler, and your best players are Eckler. What happened? What happened to the team here, Matthew? Appreciate the $10 hauler, by the way. What happened? You have Eckler, and who's your second best player? Allen? You couldn't have taken Keenan Allen in round 2. And Etienne. Etienne was a total. Yeah, I did that too in a couple drafts. Is there going to be another one? No. Unknown. This is it. You want in. There's 2 spots left. I mean, you want in. It's ready for you right now, bro. It's there for the taking. Jump in. 2 spots left in this draft. This is not just a draft. This is a league. This is a league. We're taking this league into week 6 through 17. Pierce is a good snag. Etienne, you got to wait on. I understand where this probably went south. I hear you, bro. As far as moves, I don't know that you can make any big moves other than Wilson and maybe a Judy for a, Dylan. Wilson and Judy for, or you bank on Wilson to be amazing and you hope that he, I just think at some point, B-Rob will gain some value. Pollard could gain some crazy value. Etienne could gain some value. You're kind of in a holding pattern. You can't sell Pitts high. You can't sell Pierce high. You can't sell any of these guys high. You got to wait on B-Rob, wait on Etienne, wait on Kyle Pitts to gain more value, but I probably wouldn't even trade him. Jeff Wilson's hard to trade right now because people feel that ticking timer going, like he's got only so much time in that lineup. You can't figure out how to get in, you just got to go to the resurrection. Look, you go here, bro. You get to the homepage. There are all these here. You go to resurrection. Okay, resurrection. Right here. Best ball resurrection. $10 entry. Click on that and you jump in. Okay. It's filled. Oh no, one more to start. One more. Waiting on 1 person. That's my advice for you, Matthew. I wish I could give you like a fix right now, but you have to literally wait unless you're going to trade Olave and Wilson, or Jeff Wilson and like Judy, or Jeff Wilson and Keenan Allen for Jamar Chase, which I would try that. Jeff Wilson and Keenan Allen for Jamar Chase, bro. Like something like that. That's the only thing I can think of for your team at this point. Have Hurts. I appreciate you. Please bring it back to me once those guys gain value. We'll try and fix it, but I would go after those 2 moves. Have Hurts and Lawrence trade T-Law for Kenneth Walker. I don't know. T-Law's pretty valuable on your bench, bro. Draft starts in 34 seconds. I like T-Law, but if you need a running back bad, I suppose I'd look into that. Bravo says, is Elijah Moore worth a pickup currently available? Depends on what you got to cut, but sure. I mean, he's got some value for sure. PPR, Mariota, Fournette, Mixon, Gabe Davis. Moves, I would trade Fournette and MT for an upgrade into like an Eckler, into a CMC. I'd trade, same thing with McLaurin, or I try and upgrade Fournette. Hunt and Lockett, Hunt and Bateman, Hunt and Juju for a Dillon, AJ Dillon, Damian Pierce. Go get a Swift using maybe Hunt and MT. Ron is on the clock. Appreciate your super chat. Rockout says go back to ASU and become a doctor. No, thank you. No, thank you. This is what I want to do. Ron Navy ended up grabbing Cooper Kupp at the 1 spot. Let's look at the board. So it went Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp, Stephon Diggs, number 2. JJ, number 3. Saquon Barkley, number 4. D-Class is on the clock at number 5. We got Rav in the building. We got BD Buck. I don't know if that's one of ours. TD Strikers is Ron Navy. No doctor, no me. I've done enough school. I've gone to ASU twice. I don't need to go back to ASU again. Saquon, number 4. Andrews, number 5. Wow. I mean, I can't hate on that. I mean, he's balling out, bro. But anybody that wanted to join this draft, it was literally open for like 7 or like 9 minutes. 9 minutes this draft has been sitting there waiting to be had. PPR Mariota. Okay, I'm almost on the clock here. So, I could go Nick Chubb. I really think Eckler's going to have a turnaround season from here go forward. I'm going to go Eckler here. Travis Kelce, Jamar Chase, Jonathan Taylor, Mark Andrews, Saquon Barkley, Justin Jefferson, Diggs, and Cooper. That's how it went. I went Eckler at 9, which is a little high, but at the same time, I'm a believer and I don't want to force anything else. 409 people still in the building. Please punch that thumb up button. We get 249 thumbs up. Appreciate every single one of you. Tyreek Hill going at number 10, as you can see over on the side here. This super chat from Bravo. Follow up team is L. Jackson, Akers, CEH, Jefferson, Debo, Hawkinson, B. Cooks, Eagles D. Love the Eagles D, bro. Bench, Singletary, Michael Thomas. Okay, so you got like Michael Thomas is a good trade piece. Michael Thomas and Akers potentially, bro. For Michael Thomas and Akers for. I mean, you could try for Eckler. You could try for those kind of players, my man. You know, CEH as well. Okay, 1 Autumn Leaf is on the clock. I don't think that's one of ours, but you never know. You never know. It could be Ron Navy's burner. I was going to maybe take Lamar Jackson, but I'm going to go ahead and go with my boy. I think Devontae Adams is a smart pick here. So I went ahead and took Adams and Eckler. I feel pretty good about that for week 6 through 17. Again, week 1 through 5 doesn't count. Week 1 through 5 doesn't count. This is best ball. Week 6 through 17 only. It's like starting your draft all over again. They'll probably do one of these mid-season as well, which is fantastic. Akers and Cooks. Akers and Mike Thomas. Akers and Cooks and Mike Thomas. All day long for Jamar Chase. Get Jamar Chase for Akers and Mike Thomas. Get A.J. Brown for CEH and Mike Thomas. Cooks and CEH for A.J. Brown. Go get rid of Hawkinson and get Kyle Pitts using Cooks or using MT or someone like that. That's my advice there, Bravo. You got a couple options there. What do we got over here? It went Devontae Adams. So the second round, let's go second round. Josh Allen, Hurts, Lamar Jackson. Look at the QBs. Yeah, early QBs so bad. Yeah, blah blah blah. Look at this. Look at this. We got 4 QBs in round 2. Josh Allen, Hurts, Lamar, Devontae Adams, Nick Chubb, Dalvin Cook, Amon-Ra, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Waddle, Derrick Henry, and now 23-24 are here. Ron Navy's got Cooper Kupp already at the 1 spot. Who's Ron Navy getting with these back-to-backs right here? Ron, no pressure. Debo went to the Diggs owner at number 2 overall, that draft slot. Start James Robinson or Brandon Cooks. Go J-Rob. But look to trade him, especially if he has another decent day. I would look to trade J-Rob. Ron Navy goes with T. Higgins. I like it. Double wide receiver. You start 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs, 1 flex, 1 quarterback, 1 tight end. Christian Kirk. I mean, that's early, but like understandable. He's balling out, but God, can you imagine if we took a time machine into week number 4 here and watched Christian Kirk go in round 3? We would all just completely lose it. We'd break the flux capacitor on site and say, I'm never coming back to 2022 week 4 again. Can you imagine week 4 Christian Kirk? We would never have thought it. Never have thought it. I'd ever see that in my life. Full PPR, Olave or Breece Hall. I'm going to go Breece Hall until I see what happens with Olave, man, in this quarterback situation, broski. I don't know if I can go near that. Okay, I better start queuing my players. Okay. Of course, I'm drafting with a bunch of sniping machines here. Okay, there's no way I'm getting some of my favorite guys. There's just no way. How's it going to happen? You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's go back to the board. It went CeeDee Lamb, Javonte before that, Swift, Joe Mixon, Michael Pittman, Christian Kirk. Now Money Mitch. Money Mitch is on the clock. I've got Eckler and Adams. Aaron Jones goes. Who is C Turtle going to grab? Thank you for the super chat, Punch. Appreciate you. I love these resurrection drafts. These are fun. These are so fun. Mike Evans is a good pick. Najee or Kamara. Honestly, looking at this board here, I'm going Kamara. I think it's a pretty good trio right there. This is the value we wanted on draft day for Kamara. This is the value that I liked and promoted for Kamara on draft day. Mid-thirds, fantastic. Packages and all the risk you want. I got Eckler, Kamara, and Devontae Adams. I'm feeling pretty good about that. Let's look at these teams. Ron Navy's got Cooper Kupp, T. Higgins, and Christian Kirk. No RBs, no quarterback, no tight end yet. He's going there in a 3 wide receiver. You're forced to start 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs, a flex, a quarterback, and a tight end. So he's got wide receivers on lock, but how will the running backs and quarterback and tight end shake out? Same thing for BD Buck, doing the same approach with the Michael Pittman, the Debo, and the Stephon Diggs. Interesting approach there from the 2 and the 1 spots. I like it. We'll see how it shakes out. It looks like I might be on the clock here again soon. Let me go back and check out what I've got going on here. Okay, so we've got running backs who are left. We've got Breece Hall there. We've got, okay, we'll come back to that. Looks like James Robinson just went. 1 Autumn Leaf is on the clock. I think that's Ron Navy's burner. We're not sure. It could be. We got Mike Williams available. Who's there at tight end? Waller. Wide receiver. It's getting awfully thin pretty quickly. Mike Williams might be the best wide receiver available. Let's see who goes here. Keenan Allen. Okay. So I'm probably going to say that my favorite pick here is going to be Justin Herbert. So I'm going to roll with Eckler, Herbert. Stack, baby. Eckler, Herbert. Stack. They're stacked. And then Devontae Adams, Alvin Kamara. I'm feeling pretty good about this team. I'm feeling pretty good about this squad. Let's go to the other end. Christian McCaffrey, Josh Allen, DeAndre Hopkins. That's really high. Who is that? One of our people? Focused motion. That's not so focused, bro. DeAndre Hopkins. I know he's coming back soon, but woo. 3rd round. That's high. Gabe Davis, okay. AJ Brown. Is that one of ours? You can speak up and just let me know who you are, and that's fine. You can argue it, but goodness gracious, man. Hopkins in the 3rd round. I haven't seen that in years. It seems. AJ Brown. Cyber Potatoes got AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts, Kyle Pitts. That's early. It's almost drafting Kyle Pitts like as if nothing ever happened. He's had a baller year and didn't struggle. So it seems a little high. AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts, Kyle Pitts, and James Robinson. I mean, there's upside, but let's Cyber Potato, explain yourself. Why you paying Kyle Pitts value as if he never had a struggling year? That's all I'm going to ask. I think that you wouldn't have got him. Maybe you would have got him back. You probably would have maybe got him back too at that 38 pick. No, you for sure would have got him back there. I was thinking you were going all the way around. Actually, you would have for sure got him at 38. You may have got him at 59. I don't know, Cyber Potato. He's ranking high. The ADP was kind of forcing you, I think, to make that move. Tyreek Hill, Lamar, Najee, and Keenan Allen. I like everything that won Autumn Leaf, which we believe may or may not be Ron Navy's burner. I like what's going on here until the Keenan Allen pick. Although he could be fine in a week. And my team: Austin Eckler, Devontae Adams, Alvin Kamara, Justin Herbert. Love that squad. Travis Kelce, Nick Chubb, Mike Evans, Breece Hall. That's very good for Turtle. Money Mitch has Jamar, Dalvin Cook, Aaron Jones, Joe Burrow. It's very solid. Got the stack going on. The stacks really help in the best ball. It really does. It's the whole different concept. Trip has JT, Amon-Ra, CD, and Kyler. That's pretty solid. Mark Andrews, Mahomes, Javonte, and Mike Williams. I like that from D-Class. That Mark Andrews was really early, but you ended up pulling off a really amazing quad right there, and you're on the clock here. That's solid, bro. While we wait for D-Class's second pick, Dirt from the 4 spots got Saquon, Waddle, DeAndre Swift, Drake London, and Cooper. Pretty interesting. The 3 spots got Justin Jefferson, Derrick Henry, Joe Mixon, Leonard Fournette, Devontae. The 2 spots got Diggs, Debo, Pittman, triple wides, and then Darren Waller, no running back yet. Then D-Buck goes with another wide receiver. What's he doing? He's reckless. He's a menace. He's a menace right now in the draft. No running back yet. He goes quad wide receivers with a tight end. Oh my God. Ron Navy smart. He did the smart play. He went double RBs. Pearson, Jamal. Pretty interesting. Okay, we're getting back. Looks like James Conner went. Okay, I better get back and start queuing up people. Oh wow, that was unbelievable. Was not expecting the quad action. That was unreal. I've never even heard of that in my life. Actually, I have, but unreal. I'm just trying to make it more dramatic, but goodness gracious, that was unbelievable. Okay, so we got to start 3 wide receivers. We could start 2 running backs and a flex, so it wouldn't be crazy. I think it's probably smart to go wide receiver. I'm going to go a little early on this, and this may not be popular, but I think DK is going to have a really nice finish to the year. I need a wide receiver. I don't mind doing this because you start 3 of them. I feel it's safe. I feel like it's good production. He could get 10 TDs on the year. Even if his yardage is a little lower under the command of Geno, I think his TD numbers could maybe a little bit, make up for it. I think he could get 10 to 12. I really do. DK's such a touchdown potential dude. I almost went McLaurin, but I hate that quarterback situation. I don't love it any more than AJ Dillon. Let's look at the board. So it went Metcalf to me, Hollywood Brown, A.J. Dillon, and now it's focused in motion. Terry McLaurin. I would have maybe went McLaurin if he lasted. So that was a pretty decent pick there. Goddard, okay. I just don't know the Hopkins pick. Is focused in motion in our chat. Dodson or Palmer? Going probably Palmer. I don't know about rest of season, but this week Palmer. You got to play that by ear, bro. Week by week. Hoovy, appreciate. I don't know what your message says. It looks like it was taken away or deleted or something. I don't know what you said. Yeah, wide receivers are extra valuable for sure in best ball, but I don't know about this approach from the 2 pick this guy had. Who is that? Is that our guy? I would love to know the thinking behind it, to be honest. That's a crazy approach. Quad wide receivers with a tight end. No running backs yet at all. At all. The guy doesn't have a running back yet. Chris Godwin. Okay, so I got Khalil Herbert here or Cordero. Am I going Khalil or Cordero? I don't think with the delay, I don't think I'm going to get enough votes in time. Patterson's playing balls out, and then Monty still could potentially come back, and I'm going to go see Pat. I don't know what the chat's going to think of that, but I think that's a pretty good move. So for me, my team's looking like this one right here, this little beauty. See Pat at the flex. I only got 2 wide receivers and a mandatory 3 wide receiver format, but I've got CPAT as my flex. Johnny agrees with the CPAT pick. Why the hate on D. Hopkins? I don't hate D. Hopkins, but in the 3rd round, bro? I know, I wanted Khalil and Travis. I just couldn't push it. Zach, are you from the 2 spot? You can be honest. It's fine if you are. Zach, is that you from the 2? This 2 spot thing, I haven't seen this in my life. I'm just kidding. I actually see a number of this once in a while. Like in the same draft, I'll see like wide receiver, quarterback or tight end, wide receiver. And it's like, I mean, maybe let's see how it pulls off. Let's see how this looks. Oh, okay, Zach. I thought you were saying this was yours. No, I was saying Zach, the other Zach. Okay. It's neither one of you. This will be interesting to see what BD Buck does here. Kittle, that's late. It's okay pick, I guess. He's so hard to trust. All right, here we go. Does he go running back? He's got 4 wide receivers and 1 tight end. Guy's got some cojones the size of, monster truck tires. This guy just wheelbarrowed right into the draft with the cojones in the wheelbarrow. Just said, look at this. This guy's an animal. This guy's an animal. He goes wide receiver. What? What? Oh my God. I'm in shock. I like the Pollard pick, Ron Navy, because if Zeke goes down, your 3 wide receiver set could look pretty good. This dude went wide receiver. Oh, if he doesn't go running back here, I'm gonna lose my mind. ETN, that's a great pick for you, bro. Ron Navy, you got a nice quad of running backs there to go with the 3 wide receivers, the trio. What is this guy gonna do? If he doesn't go running back, I'm gonna stand up and. I'll do pull-ups right now. Okay, I was gonna say I'll do 15 pull-ups right now if he doesn't take a running back. Whoa. Oh. Kareem Hunt's this RB1 though. I don't know if this guy's in our chat. If you are, I would love to talk to you about it. I'm not mad at you, or maybe it's Ron Navy with his third account. I'm getting closer to being up, so let's go take a look at what's going on here. No running backs, bro. Unbelievable. This guy's out of control. All right, let's go over here. Check out it's so depressing when you see Dalton Schultz on here and you're like, you didn't even want to pick him. We're in the freaking 7th round. What a bust so far. I know he's injured. You can't really. Everyone doesn't want to call him a bust because he got hurt, but he is a bust in some ways. You know, you get hurt, that's a bust. You know, if CMC goes down and we call him a bust, we can't sit here and act like. Goodness gracious. You know what I'm going to do here? This is a strategy in best ball that I think is pretty valuable and it's understated. Even though it's a 1 QB league, my strategy in these best balls is to get the double quarterback thing going because it's optimal scoring. So if Herbert gets outscored by Brady starts for me. So it's not crazy to double up on your quarterbacks even this early on in the draft before they start flying off the board, because my rotation of quarterback scoring will be higher than pretty much everybody else's unless somebody else does the same approach. It's different. You don't want to draft a quarterback early in a 1 QB league when it's not optimal scoring. When it's optimal scoring, it's very, very advantageous to have like 2 good quarterbacks. Receiver here. Who do you guys like more? A-Rob, Elijah Moore. See here. Damien Harris is still good value. This feels like a little bit of a risk, but Elijah Moore. Let's go Elijah Moore. I'm good on buys other than 2 of my running backs have a bye week of 14, but I'm going to spread everything else pretty good. Adams, DK, Elijah Moore, Austin Eckler, Kamara, Cordero, Herbert, Brady. I'm feeling pretty good about this squad so far. Yeah, ADP is forcing a few things. Like the Kyle Pitts pick was a little bit forced based on, I think, the ADP pressure. Like if we look at the Kyle Pitts, he went in the 3rd round, at the end of round 3 there in blue. Let's look at Ron Navy's team. So this is, TD strikers. This is Ron Navy. Pierce, Jamal. I don't know if I love the approach though, Ron. I have to say, like, you draft all kinds of different approaches, so this is all good to try out new things. But kind of feel like you're probably going to get a higher rank score than me projected. So maybe it's going to work out. But I feel like when I've done this, I don't know. I think I like that more balance. But maybe this is what's going to win. Underdogs are tough. This is Buck. Look at Buck. Buck's got Hunt. What's going on, Buck? Petty, I don't know if you're in the right league unless you see yourself in here. We got in, I don't know if you're behind on the live stream. Game started 6 hours. That's unreal. I'd like to be Robinson. That was a good pick. TD strikers on the clock. Kirk Cousins, Gerald Everett. Ron, what are you thinking about your strategy? Like, I do strategies I don't love. I'm curious to know if you love this strategy or not. Bucks getting his second running back. Point perception, Breece Hall, or I'm feeling probably. I mean, Thielen might be safer, but I think Breece Hall's got more upside. I knew Ron was going to go with the Cousins pick at some point. Nice work. I like if your running backs land, Ron. Like if Travis Etienne gets into the lineup, full go. Like if Robinson goes down, or if Zeke goes down, I think you're going to be in nice positioning. But I'm curious to know if you like the approach. I'm liking my players so far. I couldn't get an early QB. But have you liked your more balanced teams more because you've done a lot of these? I'm just curious. Jeff Wilson Jr. How many people we got in the room here? Punch a thumb up if you're new. 372 in the building, 265 thumbs up. Can we get a few more thumbs up there? Appreciate you guys. Gibson was a good pick. I'm on the clock. I still think A-Rob can be valuable at this level here. A lot of people write him off, but in the 9th round, wide receiver, best ball, optimal scoring. So I don't have to trust in him on a week-to-week basis. He gets inserted into my lineup for me if he scores more than the other guys. So he's a decent best ball player right now. I think Allen Robinson's got more value in best ball than he does in regular drafts because of or regular leagues, because of the fact that you don't know when to start him. He will have good games. Same thing with Elijah Moore. So I feel like that's a pretty decent Devin Singletary, Tyler Boyd. How's everybody like the squad so far? Here's the squad. Herbert, Brady, 1 QB, optimal scoring though. Getting that mix going on. Eckler, Kamara, Cordaly, Devontae Adams, DK, Elijah Moore, Allen Robinson. Pretty solid. Feel pretty good. Pretty good. Hawkinson went. I'm probably gonna go. I'm gonna go Mooney. I feel like Mooney could still be a guy that delivers. I really like my Elijah Moore, Allen Robinson, and Mooney collection there as a wide receiver 3 to go along with DK and Devontae Adams. I feel like it's pretty safe. I feel like I'm going to get a good rotation out of that. Mooney. None of them share the same bye week, which is beautiful. Mooney, A-Rob, Elijah Moore, DK Metcalf, Devontae Adams. Very, very safe. Very balanced team. Would you trade either Herbert or Williams for Gabe Davis? I don't know which Williams you're talking about there, but Herbert, I'd probably rather have Herbert right now. Yeah, Mooney's a very good buy low. People need to relax on the expectation level when your quarterback's throwing for 70 or 120 yards, 70 yards, 120. Like, granted, that's a problem that needs to change. But, I mean, it's going to. And when it does, Mooney's going to be the benefactor. You know? Let's look at D-Class's team. Mahomes, Javonte, Connor, Chase Edmonds, Mike Williams, Garrett Wilson, Curtis Samuel, Cooks, Thielen, Andrews. Mahomes and Andrews and Javonte is pretty sick. Rav, Prescott, Henry, Mixon, Fournette, Jefferson, Devontae Smith, Mike Thomas, Lazard, Kittle. That was an amazing pre-draft team, you know, or pre-week 1 team. It's got some potential for sure. I'm not saying it's not good. Excuse me. Diggs, Debo, Pittman. I mean, BD Buck has got some good wide receivers and a tight end. And Akers isn't a bad pick by BD Buck. I don't love Akers, but like given what he was working with, I mean, he at least has something else going on there. Tripp has Kyler, Wentz, JT, Khalil, Zeke, Jeff Wilson, Amon-Ra, CD, Lave. Money Mitch has Joe Burrow, Cook, Aaron Jones, Clyde, Gibby, Walker, Chase, Bateman. It's a pretty good team. Chase, Bateman, Cook, Aaron Jones, Clyde, Gibson, Joe Burrow. I like that. Money Mitch has got a pretty well balanced team. Turtle, Stafford, Chubb, Breece Hall, Ramondre, Madison, Evans, Deontay, Kelsey. Okay. I see you, Turtle. Not bad, Turtle. I kind of got to go with the tight end here. I feel like the drop-off is quick. I'm going to go Knox. I like Knox a lot. I know a lot of people are giving up on him, but I'm fine with Knox. So that's a pretty good tight end snag, if I might say so myself, to get Dawson in the mix here. So good Dawson, Knox. There's my team right here. Dawson, Knox, a tight end. Not bad in the freaking 129th pick. Knox, Mooney, A-Rob, Elijah Moore, DK, Adams, Eckler, Kamara, C-Pat, Herbert, Brady. I'm feeling really good about this team. Pretty good. Let's try and identify some sleepers here. Oh, man. It's getting thin. Getting thin up in here. Let's see, who am I? Okay. Eli Mitchell was a good pick there. If you got Eli Mitchell. See, if I was going to go like Ron Navy, if I was going to go with your approach, I think Mitchell, looks like Mitchell at the beginning of round 11 or even the end of round 10, and then you cuff them to whatever. Might be a good approach in best ball, because you don't have to decide when to put them in. That's the beauty about best ball. All right, let's see. Let's pass on. Let's go running back here. I suppose I want to go high upside Rachaad White and bank on an injury here and get him on my squad here. He's also got a week 11 bye. I think he's utilized a little more too the second half of the season. You know, get Rachaad White in the mix there. Solo Cup says, "Hey chat." Let me get to the bottom of the chat here. Yeah, I don't know if you're in the right league or not, Petty. If you don't see yourself in, if you don't see me in the draft, you might have gotten into the one right after and didn't get in time. I'm not sure if you're on a delay, if you're watching the show live, but the league sat open for like 5 to 8 minutes without anybody grabbing the last 2 spots. So you would have known. I think if you probably were on a delay. Hey chat, should I drop B Robinson for Everett? Gerald Everett instead of Garrett Everett, though. Make sure you're looking up the right guy. I have Andrews at tight end, but no backup. No, then I'm not dropping B Rob. No, that's not your starting tight end. Nah. B Rob. B Rob's gonna have more value. Don't drop B Rob. Sorry, Petty, if you're in the wrong draft, but they're still fun to do, and we still could be facing off against each other. Because the way this works, let me back out and show you. So the way this works, you go to the lobby. Here are all the different things you can do, right? So you go to Resurrection. I don't know if you went to the right one, Petty. Resurrection, $10. It'll basically be open until a spot gets claimed, right? So it's open and sitting there. So like if I clicked on it right now and I hit enter, there could be 5 spots available out of the 12 or 2 or none. That could be the last spot and then the league would start. So you got to run that risk. But we jumped in and we had like 8 spots open and it stayed 7, 6, 5 counted down. But this one right here, you see week 6 through 14 right here. This league plays week 6 through 14. And then in week 15, you go to the top 2 people that win the draft that you're in, go to week 15, and you get thrown in a new league of 12. And the top 2 people win that week, go to week 16 in a new league of 12. And then the top 2 people from that go into the week 17 bucket where everybody sits in week 17, and then it's the highest scoring team in week 17 alone. So it's fantastic. 2 running backs, 1 flex, 3 wide receivers, 1 QB, 10 bench spots. Best ball. See how that green on the Resurrection, see how on the green shows how many are full. So we have so many left. So we're going to do these all next week. Crazy World says I missed a super. Okay, let me see. Crazy. Oh, not your super chat. You're saying I just missed a super chat. Which one did I miss? This Hector? Who do you think is taking the Super Bowl? At this point, I think it's going to be the Bills versus the Eagles. That's how I feel, man. Appreciate the warning on the super chat and also appreciate the super chat. I'm trading Aaron Jones for Javonte, fingers crossed. I would take, I mean, you could argue either side of that, Dre, but I would probably take, I'd probably take the Javonte side, but you could totally argue that one. Aaron Jones is good value. Thank you guys for the super chats. If you got any more, I will be here. Active this draft. What pick are we at? Oh, we're getting up on my pick here. Took Taysom Hill as my backup tight end. That's going to be good and optimal. Because think about this, guys. Taysom Hill is one of the best tight ends to take in best ball. Not as your number one, but one of the best tight ends to take to add to your tight end situation. Because the problem with Taysom Hill is you don't know when Taysom Hill is going to do Taysom Hill things. So the fact that in best ball, your best tight end starter for you each week, Taysom Hill's almost invaluable. Because what if he comes in and plays quarterback? What if this could be league winning? You know, Taysom Hill could be a monster. He could be playing quarterback in my tight end spot. You know, so it's a huge move. Huge move. Thank you, D-Class. Appreciate you. Should I trade JT for J.K. Dobbins and Drake London? No. Isaac, no. No, Isaac. That would be one of the... Isaac, I mean this from a good place. I don't want you to take it in a negative way. This would be the worst trade that I probably have ever seen this year. If you make this trade. JT for J.K. Dobbins and Drake London, that would be one of the worst trades you could possibly make. Eli says I missed his super chat. I dragged it on screen. Eli, thank you. Apologize for that. Let me hit that in a second. Nyheim Hines is interesting here. Algier's interesting. I'll go Pacheco though. I think. I feel like out of Rashad White and Pacheco, I got something maybe. Know what I mean? Eli. Full PPR start 2 wide receivers and 1 flex. London, Olave, Judy, Garrett Wilson, Elijah Moore, Dylan. I'm going to go Dylan as my flex, and my 2 wide receivers are going to be London and... I may have answered this differently, man. A London and Olave, I suppose. They're just ballers right now. I hate the fact that we don't know how Olave is gonna, like, what it's gonna look like. Miss mine. Okay. Did I? Let's see here. Second league. Hurts, Kamara, Hunt, Debo Samuel, A.J. Brown, Conklin. I'm sorry about that, Matthew. Olave benches, Lazard. Oh, am I missing my pick? No, okay. Hurts, Kamara, Hunt, Debo, A.J. Brown, Conklin, Olave, Lazard, Dobbs. Yeah, you probably need a running back too, bro. I don't know that I touched Debo and A.J. Brown, though. I try and pull this off using Dobbs, Lazard. I'm sorry. McLaurin, Olave, Hunt. Go after Dylan. I think Dylan using Hunt and Dobbs is interesting. Dylan using your... McLaurin is interesting, maybe even straight up. And if you had to give up a Lazard or something like that, I would. I don't think you could get, anything huge like Dameon Pierce for Hunt and Dobbs, or Dameon Pierce for Hunt and maybe like a McLaurin, but maybe that's even too much to give up. I feel like you could definitely. Breece, you could take a gamble on Breece Hall using McLaurin. McLaurin might get you a Dylan or a Breece Hall, bro. I try not to touch Debo and A.J. Brown, though. Olave at Hunt could maybe get you a Dylan or a little bit higher. if you feel like you're trending toward a point of no return and you're like, you've got to make a move, like if you lose a couple more games or something, like you might have to explore trading Hurts into like a Burrow and a player that's significant. You know, you just might need to go that direction. Matthew, sorry I made you wait. Hopefully that helps. I would definitely go in those directions before you break up Hurts, though. But Hurts is a good trade piece if you're in a bind, you know, and you got to make some moves. I'm tired and I need sleep. I don't know what I'm doing. Good night. I'm sorry, Petty. I wish you were in the same draft as us. I feel bad. If you send any texts, I'm going to get to those in a minute. For anybody that has start bench questions that have been pending here for the last hour or two, so I'll check that. Thank you, Matthew. Appreciate your super chat, by the way. If I missed anybody else's super chat, please let me know and I'll go searching for it. Sorry again, Petty. I wish I could have walked you through that better, but I think we were already started when you may have jumped in. Herbert over Kamara, I don't know. I mean, you could argue it, Alex. You could definitely argue it. Man. It is thin at running back, that's for sure. It is thin at wide receiver. It's thin everywhere. Let's see here. I don't know who I'm going to be able to grab here. It is very, very thin. I'm on deck here. I'm on the clock. Nelson Aguilar went. Okay. I'm going to go with... I'm going to go with Jaylen Warren. Games in 6 hours. Yes, sir. Smitty, with Swift out, would you start Kenny? Kenny who? Kenny Golladay? Or Rashad? Kenny who? Kenny Golladay? Mike Williams or Drake London? Probably Mike Williams, but I mean, it's hard to sit either one of those guys. Smitty, should I start Rondell Moore or Craig Reynolds? Probably Reynolds. Oh, Kenny Walker. I'd probably go Kenny Walker. Smitty live stream all the way to kickoff. I wish. Cup. We might be doing that where somebody concocts some kind of 2K super chat between like 3 or 4 people. We might be doing a 2K. We might be doing a live stream through all of the Sunday games. That's when we would probably do it. Let's go with likely in case he explodes onto the scene. I'm not wishing injury upon anybody, but that guy would be an absolute monster. Super chat from Rob. Robbie boy. Rob says, what's up, Smitty? Rodgers as a start. Tom or Mariota? Rodgers as a start, Tom or Mariota? Tomorrow. I'm thinking Tom Brady, bro, and I'm looking at this. You guys with your abbreviations. What's up, Smitty? Rodgers as a start tomorrow or Mariota? Rodgers. I'm thinking Tom Brady. Yeah, I mean, put Tom in there too. Tom Brady would be good there, but you're just talking about tomorrow. Who did I snipe from you, Ron? Jaylen Warren? Definitely Rodgers, my man. I mean, Mariota could do it, but who'd I snipe from you, Ron? Which one? Drake London and or Kyle Pitts for Tyreek Hill. I take Tyreek Hill, probably W. Oh, likely, yeah. Jalen Warren and likely. They're pretty good options here, though. Start one, says Jacob, and one flex. One wide receiver, one flex. Wide receiver, Judy Olave, Garrett Wilson, Pickens. Give me Olave and Jeff Wilson. Although I'm tempted with ETN, but I'm taking Jeff Wilson, I suppose. The volume's a little more guaranteed, but I don't love the matchup, but he could do okay. The Niners are going to need to run the ball. You know, maybe their defense scores a touchdown early and then they just run. But Jimmy G doesn't know what he can't. Looks like we did take this draft the whole way. We've been live for 3 hours on a Saturday night. That seems about usual, about par for the course. If anybody else has any last questions, drop them in. If anybody super chats, I'll prioritize those and answer those on the way out. We've got 366 of you in here. Please punch that thumb up button. Can we get 19 more thumbs up to get to 300? That would be I would greatly appreciate that. Thank you guys so much for your support. Channels, we're almost at 15K. We're about 100 or so subs away. So if you haven't subscribed yet, you can help get us to 15K. So please subscribe if you're new. Appreciate you guys. 3-hour live stream. Who else does that? Come on. No problem, Jacob. Appreciate you. Penny or Dobbs? Give me Dobbs. Give me the Dobbs. Give me the Dobbs. I knew Tripp was going to take Malik Willis from me. That was a league winner. That was a league winner move. That was a league winner move, broski. I could use more wide receivers though. Shoot. Let's go wide receiver next. Sky Moore's interesting for later, potentially. Trying to think if there's like a wide receiver here that's hiding, you know. I don't see any way here downstream. There's nobody. There's nobody. I know I went a little lighter on wide receiver than I anticipated. Traded Dobbs, Dotson, Edmonds, Garrett Wilson for Amon-Ra and Brees. Dobbs, Dotson, Edmonds, and Garrett Wilson. I take Amon-Ra and Brees and run for the hills. Like, that's not even close, my man. Not even close. Elite trade. Crazy World gonna pass by 15K by next week. Yeah, I hope we pass it by like Monday night's game. Yeah, look, Ron, look at my queue. Ron Navy and I are thinking alike here. Stacking. So I went a little risky going light at wide receiver, but all my bye weeks are beautiful. I don't have a single player sharing the bye week on in my wide receiver room. 6, 7, 8, 10, like, so that's kind of why, Ron. Like, normally I have a lot more wide receivers, but none of them share the same bye week, which is, I don't know the odds of that. You know, the odds of, I don't think I've ever drafted a wide receiver room in best ball without having at least 2 of them sharing a bye week. So I felt like I could get away with it a little bit better. because you're only required to start 3, and I've got the 3 wide receivers, but we'll see. I probably could have used one more wide receiver, but here's my thing: is like my quarterbacks. I don't want to see if a quarterback goes down. People that don't draft 3 quarterbacks in these best ball drafts, if your quarterback goes down, and then your other one has a bye, then if you have even if your second quarterback goes down, you don't have anybody for that bye week, so like you need to have 3. And then tight end's the same kind of thing for me. I feel like tight end's a position in best ball where you could really make up on a lot of people points wise. Drop a like, says Tars. Thank you, Tars. I appreciate the aggressiveness, I suppose, of your request. All right, so let's look at Ron Navy's team one more time. Cousins, Matt Ryan, Pickett, Damian Pierce, Jamal Williams, Tony Pollard, Travis Etienne, Jordan Mason, Cooper Kupp, T. Higgins, Christian Kirk, Mackenzie Palmer. I mean, yeah, you got maybe, how many wide receivers you got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you only got one more than me. And you have a bye week sharing of 10. Yeah, so two sharing bye week of 7. So like my example is if, like, let's say Everett goes down, then in week 8 you have no tight end, and then you got it covered at quarterback. So I don't know. It's a tough, happy medium. So look at the projections. Oh, am I the highest ranked team? I'm the highest ranked team. This is the one rare time where I'm the highest ranked team. Normally it hates my picks because I'm trying to predict a little bit ahead of the curve. Look, Ron, I did it. Look, Mom, I'm the highest ranked team according to the projections. Yeah, buddies. 2,200, Ron. You proud of me, Ron? Play Algier if C. Patterson doesn't play. Grab who's off waivers. Who's DeAndre Carter? What do you mean, who's DeAndre Carter? Look at this. Top projected team. Your boy Smitty, 2200.9. Yeah, buddies. I'm in a league, but no one was in here. I'm sorry, Petty. You jumped in the wrong one. You must have been watching a little behind or something, because we were like trying to fill it for like 8 minutes. So you definitely are watching behind or something. Or we'd already started. But man, that's a high score. 2200. You guys want to see it again? You guys want to look at my team again? Herbert, Brady, Fields, Eckler, Kamara, Cordero, White, Pacheco, Jalen Warren, Adams, Metcalf, Elijah Moore, Allen Robinson, Darnell Mooney, Michael Carter, Knox, Taysom Hill likely. I wonder if this is like preseason though, because you got like Allen Robinson racking up, Mooney racking up the projected points. Like I don't know if maybe they updated it. But I mean, yeah, I've never been ranked that high on their. Let's see. Rav got a 2096. It's a good little squad. Alrighty. So we are done for the night. We got 360 of you still in here. I hate to leave. That's one of the highest scores you've seen. Yeah, that's pretty good, huh? It might be, Ron, it might be because of the way I got those bye weeks all and the wide receivers all spread out, so that it allowed me to get those backup quarterback and tight end points. Don't you think that might be factoring in? Like tight end point wise, I'm going to have such a higher number than I would have if I had just 2 tight ends. I don't know. Part of me thinks I wonder if it's taken into account that beautifully mapped out bye week situation that I got going. Smitty, how are you still up? I respect the hustle, best in the business. Thank you, Francisco. 3 hours and 5 minutes. You know what we're going to do for you?
Get breached. Get breached.
It is time for the speed question and answer segment.
Mike Williams or Brandon Cooks. Give me Mike Williams. Olave over Hollywood and Curtis Samuel, 0.5. Give me Olave over Hollywood and Curtis Samuel. Yes. Thielen or Godwin. Give me Thielen because I don't trust Godwin yet, but maybe that changes. We'll see. Maybe Godwin changes my mind. Almost 3 a.m. here. It is almost 1 a.m. here. Let's see here. You guys weren't prepared. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for a question. They're going to all come flying in, though. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2. Get down. Get some rest. Thank you, Crazy World. Appreciate you. Good luck to everybody tomorrow. Let's see. Start Dobbs or ETN or Juju. Give me Dobbs, but I hope ETN makes that a problem soon. Trade Mixon depends on for what, Ray? I mean, get Eckler? Sure. Olave over Kirk? No, Kirk's earned his start. Cooks, Palmer, or Thielen. I'm going to take Thielen steady. Palmer's high risk, high reward. Hollywood or Sutton. Give me Sutton. Olave or London. I probably lean a London because of the quarterback situation. Jamal Williams or Khalil Herbert. Give me Khalil, but they're both great starts. God tier stream tonight. Good God tier stream. Thank you, Travis. Appreciate you. Trade Mixon, maybe. Devin Singletary or Devontae Smith. Give me Devontae. Dalton Schultz or Conklin. Give me Conklin until we know he's healthy. Schultz. Drop Madison. Pick up Dobbs. Probably hang on to Madison, man. Carter or ETN. Tomorrow, I'm going ETN. Mike Williams or Brandon Cooks. Mike Williams, but it's arguable. I mean, Cooks is good at any moment. Godwin or Hollins. Probably Hollins until, well, I could go Godwin in that situation, but it's a coin toss. Mike Williams or Cooks. Give me Mike Williams. Brady or Carr. Give me Brady. Godwin or Mac Hollins. Already answered that one. Devontae Smith. Devin Singletary. Give me Devontae Smith. Josh Jacobs or Dalvin Cook. Give me Dalvin Cook as long as he's playing. He sounds like he's playing. Ramondre or Thielen. Give me Thielen. But it's arguable. We're just waiting on more work, and we can't predict that. Godwin or Mac Hollins. Already got that one, I think. I could go Godwin in that situation, but Hollins is pretty decent if you have any questions at all in the morning. Start Pierce or Drake London. I'd go probably Drake London and PPR if you want safe. Pierce if you want high upside. Mike Williams, Curtis Samuel, or Garrett Wilson. Give me Mike Williams. Debo or Waller or Cook for Cook. Debo and Waller for Cook. You could argue either side of that, to be honest. It depends on your team. Mike Williams or Brandon Cooks. Already got that one 1,000 times. J-Rob or Khalil Herbert. Give me Khalil Herbert all day. Stash Mason or Rashad White. I'd probably stash Rashad White. Hollywood or Sutton. Give me Sutton. Herbert or Brees. Give me Herbert. I meant drop Madison and bring up Dobbs from Taxi Squad. Don't drop Madison. Wide receiver 1, Dobbs, Ayuk, Bateman. I'd say Bateman is high risk, high reward. Dobbs is steady Eddie. DJ Moore is kind of high risk, high reward as well. So kind of depends. You got to pick your poison there. There's no real hardcore answer. Gabe Davis or Breece Hall. Probably Breece Hall because we don't know how healthy Gabe Davis is, but it is a risk. Brissett or Rodgers. Give me Aaron Rodgers. Start Pierce or Drake London. Again, answered that one already. Smitty, MVP. Thank you, AI. Appreciate you. McLaurin or Olave. Probably go McLaurin this week till we see what's what with Olave in that offense now. Everett or Njoku. Give me Njoku. Or I'm sorry, give me Everett. Give me Everett with Keenan Allen out. Julio or CEH. Give me CEH. Stevenson or Pierce. Give me Pierce. Eagles or Bills. Give me Eagles. Kamara or Khalil Herbert. Give me Kamara, but find a way to start Herbert. I'm not going to tell you to bench Herbert. This man's still alive. I am. Thank you, R. Smith. Juju or Garrett Wilson. Give me Garrett Wilson. A.J. Dillon or CEH. Give me A.J. Dillon. A-Rob or Josh Reynolds. Give me A-Rob. I think A-Rob has a pretty decent game in this one. Breece Hall or Gabe Davis. Give me Breece Hall until Gabe Davis proves he's healthy. Devontae Smith or Curtis Samuel. Give me Devontae Smith. Dobbs or Kenneth Walker. Give me Dobbs. Stash Mason or Najee's backup. I stash Najee's backup if I'm you, but I try and maybe look to get Mason as well, but 0-3, need a flex. Joshua Palmer, Josh Reynolds, Devin Singletary, Alexander Madison. Singletary is probably pretty decent for you, but Palmer's kind of high risk, high reward. Reynolds is interesting. They're all very close. Singletary might be safest. Thank you, Zach Williams or Olave. Give me Mike Williams, but it's close. Thank you, Connor. Appreciate you. I just asked Jalen over Mason. Says Baldo. AJ Dillon or Pollard. Give me AJ Dillon. I have Penny and starting lineup, but want to start Dobbs. Yeah, I can't cut Madison. I just can't cut Madison because you don't know what's going to happen in the next week. You know what I mean? Pollard or Dillon. Give me Dillon. I have Mixon, Kamara, and Chubb. No room for Khalil Herbert. Mixon, Kamara, and Chubb. True, but you could make a trade last second. Man, that sucks to have Khalil Herbert on your bench. Thoughts on Garrett Wilson with Zach coming back? We don't know yet. Start Romeo Dobbs over Dameon Pierce. Give me Dameon Pierce, but Dobbs could be considered safer. But I like the dice roll on Pierce. I think he's getting more and more work. They love him. Way to leave it out on the field. Good hustle, bro. Thank you, Tarzan. Singletary, AJ Dillon. Give me Dillon. Thanks, Smitty. Get some rest. Appreciate you all. I'll see you all tomorrow morning. Don't forget, I'm live the entire first hour of the last hour leading into kickoff. So that last hour leading into morning game kickoff, not the first game, but regular games. I'm live on Instagram that first half hour of that last half hour, and then I'm live the entire final last half hour of that last hour, if that makes sense. Am I confusing everybody? The last hour I'm live. I break it up. First part I'm on IG, the second part I'm on YouTube. And only YouTube exclusive members get their question answered unless we get through everything and then we have time, which usually isn't the case because we're only live for about 25 minutes. But if you want to be a YouTube exclusive member, it's only $1.99 a month. $1.99, $2 a month, and you can become a YouTube exclusive member. Here is the link for it. And it gives you those emojis. You get a green name so everybody can see that you're a YouTube exclusive member. You get the badges next to your name. It's a way to support the channel. But I also, during that last half hour leading into kickoff, I answer only questions in green as a way of saying thank you. Head scratching stuff right there, Smitty, says Mookie. What is? I don't know, Mookie. What did I say that was head scratching? So get on over to that link right there. Subscribe to your boy. Only $2 a month, $1.99 to get your YouTube exclusive membership and get involved in that morning game Q&A. Appreciate you all. I'll see you all in the morning. Peace out. Mookie, I don't know what's head scratching, but appreciate you anyway. Peace out, everybody. See you in the morning. Why wouldn't it let you be a member, Rockout? I'm not sure why that would be. Oh, okay, I got you. I don't know if I'm watching the 6 a.m. game. I'm probably going to sleep. Trade JJ and Javonte for JT and Dylan. I'm probably taking JJ and Javonte, my man. See you all in the morning. Deuces.
Smitty, you're not hearing me. I don't know a lot about fantasy football. I know everything about fantasy football. Woo!
You are off our sacks. You are trade off our sacks.